Chapter 288, Awakening. The tofu near my lips disappeared. 4. Little Fire, he's Daddy, Len Ruoshue said as she unshielded Little Fire's eyes. Daddy, hee, you're finally awake. Great. Little Fire said happily. Little Fire, thank you for saving Daddy. Freak was bribed again the moment he called him Daddy, especially since Schwer personally introduced him as such. Hee. Little Fire just smiled foolishly. Big sister. Qing Ju appeared in front of them awkwardly. Ah. It's not good to interrupt someone. Qing Ju, why are you here? Len Ruoshue asked in puzzlement. Hee, big sister, I'm not the only one. Qing Ju pointed outside. Len Ruoshue looked out of the window and found that her door was suddenly full of people. Her grandfather and the others were all here. Ah. Didn't they say they were going to sleep? Len Ruoshue turned to look at Freak. Freak, Grandpa and the others are outside. Let's go out. Okay, Freak said helplessly. Boo-hoo. My two-person world is gone just like that. Len Ruoshue held back her smile and walked out with the depressed Freak. Grandpa, Freak called out warmly when he saw Ling Qingtian. Good. It's good that you're awake, Ling Qingtian said happily. Alas. Seeing Yichen awake, he was finally at ease. Brat Yi, you slept long enough, old man teased. Yes, it was long enough. Freak nodded. That was why he wanted to spend time with her alone. Boo-hoo. Ha, it's good that you're awake. Yichen, you have no idea. We thought you were dead. At that time, Ruoshue was very sad. Lin Liang said. Grandpa Lin. Len Ruoxu's cheeks burned slightly. Ha, even Ruoshue knows how to be shy. Lin Liang laughed out loud. Everyone laughed happily. Freak glanced at Len Ruoshue and couldn't help laughing. Hee, Schwer is so cute. Ah. Schwer, why are you pinching me? Freak asked Len Ruoshue with an aggrieved look. Who asked you to laugh? Len Ruoshue said angrily. Everyone laughed, Freak whispered with tears in his eyes. Even if everyone laughs, you are not allowed to laugh, Len Ruoshue said domineeringly. Humph. Whose sake was it for anyway? Schwer, I'm just happy. His eyes shining, Freak stretched out his long arms and hugged Len Ruoxu's waist. Let go. Everyone's here. Len Ruoshue was a little embarrassed and wanted to break free from Freak's grasp, but he hugged her tightly. They're all gone, Freak said delightedly. Hee, those third wheels are pretty sensible. Ah. When did they leave? Len Ruoshue looked up and found that everyone was indeed gone. They naturally left after they laughed enough. Freak said matter-of-factly. Len Ruoshue suddenly thought of the little mink and said to Freak, oh, right. I know you didn't die because a little mink told me, so that little mink is also your savior. Oh, okay, Freak said half-heartedly. Boo-hoo. That little mink was me too. Where did the little mink go? Len Ruoshue looked around for the little silver mink, feeling puzzled. Doesn't the little mink love to pester me? Why did he disappear? Schwer, the little mink you mentioned seems to be there. Freak pointed at the corner to the right of the purple bamboo house. Little mink? Len Ruoshue saw the silver fur patch in the corner and hurriedly ran over, only to find the little silver mink lying on the ground. Schwer, he seems to be sleeping, Freak said with some understanding. Okay. Len Ruoshue stretched out her arms and picked up the little mink off the ground. But Freak stopped her halfway through. Schwer, leave him to me. I'll take good care of him. Freak directly took the little mink from Len Ruoxu's hands. Fine. But don't bully him. Len Ruoxue warned. No, definitely not. Freak hurriedly promised. Freak, rest early today. Ah. I forgot to tell you that we're in the Creek of Affinity Mystic Realm. We're entering the mountains early tomorrow morning. Leng Ruoxue reminded. She was about to leave, but Freak stopped her again. Shuer, let me kiss you. Freak looked at Leng Ruoxue pitifully and begged. Leng Ruoxue's heart softened as she said helplessly, then, close your eyes. Don't trick me. Freak reminded. He became much more vigilant with the lesson from last time. Leng Ruoxue suppressed her smile and nodded. Okay. Freak lowered the little mink in his arms to the ground and slowly closed his eyes in anticipation. Leng Ruoxue looked at his enchanting face and exclaimed in her heart, alas! How can a man be so beautiful? Shuer, hurry up. Freak urged impatiently, his heart racing. Don't you dare open your eyes. Leng Ruoxue warned. Then she slowly stood on her toes and gently planted a kiss on his alluring red lips. The refreshing scent unique to Shuer wafted to his nose, causing him to instinctively extend his arms and pull Leng Ruoxue into his embrace, deepening the light kiss that was like a dragonfly skimming the surface of the water. Her sweet and alluring lips captivated Freak. He couldn't help extending his tongue and licking them gently. But he still felt that it wasn't enough. His hot tongue carefully and gently parted Shuer's sweet pink lips and slowly slipped in. When Freak hugged her, Leng Ruoxue immediately wanted to retreat. Unfortunately, Freak didn't give her any chance at all and hugged her tightly. After an unknown amount of time, when Leng Ruoxue felt dizzy and almost suffocated, Freak finally stopped invading her pink lips. You, damn Freak, you said just one kiss. Leng Ruoxue growled, her breath a little unstable. When she saw the smug expression on Freak's face, the anger in her heart didn't subside. Chapter 289, Encounter in the Snow Mountain, 1, It was just once. Freak said aggrievedly. Ah. I finally kissed her. It really wasn't easy. You call that once? Leng Ruoxue asked through gritted teeth. What else? Freak asked innocently. Heaven and earth could see that he really only kissed her once, but he did take his time kissing her. Humph. I'm ignoring you. Leng Ruoxue turned her head in anger. Damn it. Why is my heart still beating so fast? Shuer, don't ignore me. At worst, I'll let you kiss me back. Freak hugged Leng Ruoxue from behind and tried to please her, but the expression on his face was very cunning. Humph. I'm not going to fall for that. I kissed you just now. Leng Ruoxue pouted her pink lips with slight dissatisfaction. Then let me kiss you, and then you kiss me back, okay? Freak suggested. Hee hee, I'm really too smart. Like this, I can kiss her again. Okay, Leng Ruoxue agreed foolishly because she wanted him to kiss her again. The opportunity was fleeting. As soon as Freak heard Shuer agree, he turned her around without hesitation and kissed those pink and alluring lips again. After a long while, Freak reluctantly left Leng Ruoxue's sweet lips. Leng Ruoxue leaned into Freak's arms and calmed her heartbeat slightly. But the more she thought about it, the more she felt that something was amiss. Freak, why do I feel like I'm at a disadvantage again? Leng Ruoxue asked in a daze, her mind a mess. Of course not. We kissed once each, so we're even. An enchanting fox-like smile appeared on his face. Hee hee, Shuer is really too cute. Seems like I have to kiss her more in the future. Oh. Leng Ruoxue thought about it. Seems like we're even, but something still feels amiss. Alas. Forget it. I won't think about it. This man is mine anyway, and only I can kiss him. Freak, I'm sleepy. Leng Ruoxue yawned. I'll take you back to your room to sleep. Freak carried Leng Ruoxue in his arms and headed straight for the purple bamboo house. After entering the purple bamboo house, Freak lay down on the bed with Leng Ruoxue in his arms. Freak, why are you lying down too? Leng Ruoxue asked in puzzlement. I'll accompany you. Freak said thoughtfully. Ah. I can't sleep without holding Shuer. Oh. Leng Ruoxue murmured and closed her eyes. Soon, she fell asleep. Freak looked at Leng Ruoxue foolishly. The next morning, when Leng Ruoxue woke up, Freak was still sleeping. Shuer, when did you wake up? Freak asked when he woke up and saw that she was already awake. A while ago, Leng Ruoxue said softly. He hugged her too tightly, causing her to have no choice but to lie on the bed with him even though she was awake. Freak, we have to get up, Leng Ruoxue reminded. Alas. Grandpa and the others are already waiting outside. Okay. Freak nodded and reluctantly loosened his arms. Boo-hoo. I want to hold Shuer in my arms all the time. After they got out of bed, they washed up and left the purple bamboo house. As soon as they emerged, Leng Ruoxue saw everyone's ambiguous expressions looking at the two of them and instantly blushed. She subconsciously explained, we didn't do anything. Hee, little girl, there's no need to explain. We're all experienced, and we understand. Absolutely understand. Old man was the first to speak. At the same time, he sighed in his heart. Alas. It's so good to be young. Ruoxue. We didn't say anything, Lin Liang also teased. What he meant was that she didn't need to explain. You didn't say anything, but it's written all over your faces, Leng Ruoxue grumbled in her head. But Ruoxue, you can't abandon him. You have to take responsibility for Yi Chen. Lin Liang continued. Yes, Shuer, you have to be responsible for me. Freak kept nodding, obviously in agreement with Lin Liang. Why am I responsible for him? Shouldn't men be responsible for women? Leng Ruoxue asked angrily. Why is it the other way around when it comes to me? It's all the same. Lin Liang said with a chuckle. Shuer, old Lin is right. Quickly marry Yi Chen. Leng Qingtian said very seriously. Grandpa, he is a man, Leng Ruoxue reminded speechlessly. I know. You can marry a man. Leng Qingshan's words were so natural that no one could find fault with them. Shuer, when are you marrying me? Freak asked shyly, blinking his shiny black eyes. I'll marry you on a good day, Leng Ruoxue roared with a dark face. Boo-hoo. What kind of world is this? That's great. Grandpa will immediately choose a good day to hold your marriage, Leng Qingtian said anxiously. Grandpa, we're still in the creek of affinity mystic realm. Leng Ruoxue said weakly. Yes. Hee, I was so happy that I forgot, Leng Qingtian said embarrassedly. Since everyone is ready, let's go out. Leng Ruoxue brought everyone out of the bracelet. Fengde, you have to take care of yourselves, Leng Ruoxue said to Fengde and the others before entering the mountains. Miss, don't worry. We won't drag you down, Fengde promised. Leng Ruoxue nodded, and the group walked directly into the deep mountains. After entering the mountains, Leng Ruoxue found that she had been fooled again because it was basically a snow mountain. A thick layer of snow covered the entire mountain peak, and everywhere was white. Shuer, it's so cold here, Freak said coquettishly, his clear black eyes clearly saying, come and hug me. Then go back into the space and stay there. Leng Ruoxue rolled her eyes and feigned ignorance. Damn Freak. He didn't forget to act cute in front of so many people. So embarrassing. I don't want to. Chapter 290, Encounter in the Snow Mountain, 2, Be good then. There are so many people here, Leng Ruoxue whispered. Shuer, if I behave, will there be a reward? Freak took the opportunity to state his condition. Yes. Okay, it'll definitely be good, Freak promised. Grandpa, there's a cave. Let's rest there today. Leng Ruoxue pointed to the cave entrance not far away. After walking for a day, they hadn't seen a single person, and she didn't know what kind of task they had to do here. Okay. Everyone walked toward the cave together. This place is pretty spacious, Leng Qingtian said after looking around the cave. The cave was enormous, about 3 meters high, and very clean. Okay. If anyone wants to enter the space, I'll send you in. If you don't want to, then let's camp here tonight. Leng Ruoxue said. They hadn't camped outside for a long time, and it felt good to experience camping occasionally, so she decided to sleep outside tonight. Sure. Grandpa will sleep outside tonight, Ling Qingtian said. Just as Ling Qingtian finished speaking, Lin Liang and the other old men also said that they were going to spend the night outside tonight. But Feng De and the others wanted to return to the space to sleep, so Leng Ruoxue sent them directly into the bracelet. In the cave, Leng Ruoxue and the others lit a pile of firewood, took out some rabbit meat, and started grilling it. Rumble. Suddenly, a loud sound spread into the cave. What was that? Leng Ruoxue was puzzled. Probably a spirit beast. Ling Qingtian frowned. Is this the lair of some large spirit beast? At the same time, a tall, snow-white bear ran in and glared at them angrily. Humans, this is my home. Leave quickly. The giant white bear spoke human words. Ah! Cold sweat dripped down Ling Qingshan's forehead. He was right. Big white bear, it's getting late, and your place is big enough. Lend us the place to stay for the night. This food will be our lodging fee, Leng Ruoxue discussed. This bear should have a good temper. Otherwise, any other spirit beast would have already started fighting. The white bear thought for a while and then nodded in agreement. This bear is pretty sensible, old Zao whispered. Idiot, this bear is a divine beast. Would a divine beast possess a low IQ? Old man said with some disdain. He really didn't expect that the first beast they encountered after entering the snow mountain was actually a divine beast. Stop bickering. You two are letting others laugh at you, Lin Liang said helplessly. Humph. The two old men snorted and stopped talking. Here, big white bear. Did you go out to look for food? Leng Ruoxue asked as she handed the white bear a piece of grilled rabbit meat. Yeah. The giant white bear took the grilled rabbit meat and slowly chewed on it. Why didn't you hibernate? Leng Ruoxue asked curiously. It's summer now, the giant white bear replied while eating. Summer? Then why didn't I see a single spirit beast? Leng Ruoxue was puzzled. Spirit beasts have their own territory, and this is mine. Other spirit beasts don't dare to come here, the giant white bear explained. Ah. Then doesn't that mean you don't have food to eat? Leng Ruoxue said very sympathetically. Yeah. I'll have food if I can find some. If I can't, I will have to go hungry, the giant white bear said very honestly. Looking at the white bear who answered every question and was very polite, 2 drops of cold sweat dripped down Leng Ruoxue's forehead. She sighed in her heart. It's really not easy for this bear to live well and become a divine beast. Why is he more well-behaved than Quill? How pitiful. Come, have more. Old Zao handed over 2 pieces of grilled rabbit meat. Oh, this bear isn't bad. He suits my taste, hee hee. Thank you, the giant white bear said gratefully. Big white bear, have you thought about leaving this place? Leng Ruoxue asked when she saw old Zao fawning over him. No, we can't leave this place unless we acknowledge humans as our masters. But there aren't many humans who can come here. Most importantly, there hasn't been anyone I took a liking to, the giant white bear said. Oh. Can you tell me about the snow mountain? Leng Ruoxue probed. Sure. There are 2 divine beasts in this snow mountain. One is me, and the other is a snake. But that snake has a very bad temper, so you better be careful not to provoke it. Its territory is in the northern part of the snow mountain. There won't be much danger as long as you don't go there. The white bear was very cooperative and gave them a general overview of the mountain. Then do you know what task we need to complete in the snow mountain? Leng Ruoxue asked. I don't know. The giant white bear scratched his head embarrassedly with his big paw. Oh, thank you, Leng Ruoxue said very politely. Hee hee, you're welcome. The giant white bear smiled foolishly. Len Ruoxue and the others finished dinner, set up their tents, and prepared to rest early. Big white bear, we're going to bed first. Len Ruoxue said after glancing at old Zao, who had been sticking to the giant white bear. Okay. The giant white bear nodded and continued chatting with old Zao. In the tent, Freak laid down beside Len Ruoxue and asked curiously, Shuer, does old Zao want to take that big white bear? Probably. And according to my guess, the chance of success is very high. Len Ruoxue said with a light smile. Freak, don't you have any spirit beasts you want? Len Ruoxue asked. She remembered that he didn't have any spirit beast yet. Shuer, I have a spirit beast, but it's sleeping. Freak said mysteriously. Oh, I want to sleep too. Len Ruoxue closed her eyes. Shuer, we haven't kissed yet. Freak murmured with displeasure on his face. He grumbled in his head, why isn't Shuer curious about my spirit beast at all? Chapter 291, Encounter in the Snow Mountain, 3. After a long while, no one responded. Shuer, I'll kiss you. Freak slowly lowered his head. Len Ruoxue opened her eyes, used her hand to block Freak's lips from coming closer, and ordered, hurry up and sleep. Oh. Freak pecked Len Ruoxue's palm lightly and then lay down obediently. Hee, I knew Shuer was pretending to be asleep. The next morning, when Len Ruoxue and the others woke up, they found snow falling on the snow mountain. The heavy snowfall lasted for 3 days, trapping them here. But during these 3 days, old Zao's relationship with the big white bear improved by leaps and bounds. The bear even agreed to acknowledge old Zao as his master and leave with them. Looks like old Zao gained the most in the past few days, Ling Qingtian commented as he looked at old Zao having a heart-to-heart talk with the big white bear in the corner. It's obvious that the bear is too naive and too gullible, old man said eccentrically, his heart overflowing with sourness. What a strong smell of envy. You already have several divine beasts. Why are you still envious of him? Lin Liang asked, very puzzled. Old man rolled his eyes at Lin Liang and said unpleasantly, none of your business. Damn old man, did you eat gunpowder? Lin Liang said in doubt. What's wrong with him? He's really becoming more and more abnormal. Grandpa, the snow outside has stopped. Shall we go? Len Ruoxue asked as she walked in from the cave entrance with Freak. Let's go. We've been stuck here for 3 days, Ling Qingtian said anxiously, not knowing if there was a time limit for the task here. Len Ruoxue moved Fengde and the others out of the bracelet, and the group left. Lass, where are we going? Old Zao asked curiously on the way. To find that snake. Len Ruoxue said lightly. There were only 2 divine beasts on this snow mountain. Since the bear didn't know much, that snake should know more. No way. Big White said that the snake has a bad temper, old Zao muttered softly. Go back into the space if you're afraid. What are you blabbering about? Old man said mockingly, his wrinkled face full of disdain. Damn it. Which eye of yours saw that I was afraid? Old Zao immediately protested as though his tail had been stepped on. Are you done arguing? Len Ruoxue asked with a spurious smile, the expression on her face unreadable. We weren't arguing, the 2 old men said in unison with great tacit understanding. Len Ruoxue glanced at them lightly and then said to the transformed white bear, Big White, take us to that snake's territory. I have something to ask it. Okay. The white bear, sitting on old Zao's shoulder, nodded in response. 2 hours later. Big White, how much longer do we have to go? Old Zao exclaimed. Damn the mystic realm's rules. Why do we have to walk in order to receive the task? Boo-hoo. My 2 old legs are about to break from walking so much. Master, we're almost there, the white bear consoled. Did you hear anything? Len Ruoxue asked cautiously. No. Fengde and the others shook their heads. Was their young lady a little too nervous? Grandpa, didn't you hear it either? Leng Ruoxue asked in puzzlement. Shuer, don't be nervous, Ling Qingtian quickly comforted. With their strength, they didn't need to be afraid even if there was danger. Unwilling to give up, Leng Ruoxue looked around for the source of the sound but found nothing abnormal. Suddenly, she looked up unintentionally and saw thick snow falling from the mountain like a waterfall. Everyone, be careful. It's an avalanche. Leng Ruoxue hurriedly shouted. Heavens! What a huge avalanche! Fengde almost fainted from fright when he saw it. He quickly summoned Huaao and flew away with him. The others also summoned their spirit beasts and left the center of the avalanche with them. After the avalanche ended, everyone slowly descended. Thank goodness the last discovered it in time. Otherwise, my life would have been lost here, old Zhao said with lingering fear. Is everyone okay? Leng Ruoxue asked with concern. Although they were all spiritualists, they were helpless against this natural phenomenon. We're okay. Let's continue on our way. Ling Qingtian said. Okay. Leng Ruoxue nodded, and the group continued forward. Master! Suddenly, Thunder Knight's exclamation came from behind. Grandpa! Leng Ruoxue quickly turned her head, only to see the patch of snow where Ling Qingtian was standing collapsed. She watched as her grandfather fell down. Seeing his master fall, Thunder Knight also flew down. Grandpa! Leng Ruoxue ran to the edge of the broken snow cliff and was about to go down to save her grandfather when Leng Ruhan stopped her. Shuer, don't worry. Grandpa will be fine. Thunder Knight has already gone down. Moreover, Ink Thunder is with him, Leng Ruhan comforted. He didn't want his grandfather not to see Shuer when he came up. Wouldn't his grandfather be even more worried then? Okay, then let's wait for a while. Leng Ruoxue calmed herself down. Alas! I'm indeed too worried. Half an hour later, Thunder Knight flew up. Where's Grandpa? Leng Ruoxue quickly asked. There was nothing on Thunder Knight's back. Was Ink Thunder the one carrying her grandfather? I'm sorry, Mississippi. I didn't find Master. Thunder Knight felt a little guilty. It was all his fault for not protecting his master. Boo-hoo. Thunder Knight, don't cry. Grandpa will be fine. Leng Ruoxue comforted him when she saw him crying in self-reproach. Yes, that old man has always been very lucky. He might have a fortuitous encounter, so you don't have to worry, Lin Liang said to console them, but he kept praying in his heart. Old Leng, you better appear quickly. Don't let us worry. Big White, do you know what's below? Leng Ruoxue looked down, but it was like a bottomless pit. Chapter 292, Encounter in the Snow Mountain, 4, I'm not sure, but that snake might know. It's more familiar with the terrain here than me, the big white bear said embarrassedly. Shuer, what should we do now? Freak asked. Wait here. Leng Ruoxue said after some thought. She was still very confident in her grandfather's strength. Lass, isn't this place very close to the snake's territory? Why don't we split up? You go look for the snake, and I'll wait here for Old Leng, Old Zhao suggested. Old Zhao, finally, a good idea from you. But only your big white knows where the snake lives, so you should go find that snake with little girl. I'll wait here, old man said. Big brother, what do you think? Leng Ruoxue asked for Leng Ruhan's opinion. Shuer, I'll also stay and wait for Grandpa. Go find that snake. Leng Ruhan said after thinking. As long as Thunder Knight was still alive, it meant that their grandfather's life was not in danger, so all they could do now was wait. Big brother, be careful. Leng Ruoxue was still a little worried, but she also knew that this was the best choice. Moreover, she hoped that the snake would know the situation below. Be careful, Leng Ruhan reminded worriedly. Okay. Leng Ruoxue nodded. Leng Ruoxue and the others went to find the local snake, leaving Old Man and Leng Ruohan. Butterfly, what do you know about this snow mountain? Leng Ruoxue asked Butterfly on the way. Didn't this little thing say that mountain ranges were pretty good? But even though this place looked like a mountain range from the outside, it was a genuine snow mountain inside. Moreover, apart from the thick snow inside, she had only seen a bear so far. Girl, I'm so sorry. I've never heard of this snow mountain, Butterfly said guiltily. Boo-hoo. It's so embarrassing that a dignified envoy of the mystic realm like me doesn't know. Oh, it's okay. I'll find out the secret of this snow mountain myself, Leng Ruoxue comforted. Do you see the palace in front? That's where the snake lives, Big White suddenly said. Upon hearing this, everyone looked toward the palace in unison. The opulence of the palace left them flabbergasted. Ah! Didn't snakes like dark and damp places? Why was this snake's residence more luxurious than an imperial palace? Was this really the snake's residence? Everyone was puzzled. Did they come to the wrong place? Big White. Look at the place it lives. It's an entire palace for a divine beast. But why are you staying in a cave? Old Zao really couldn't understand how the difference in the lives of beasts could be so tremendous. Master, that snake is good at enjoying itself. Moreover, it's stronger than me, so almost all the beasts on the snow mountain are its subordinates. On the other hand, I spend most of my time sleeping. Big White scratched his head in embarrassment. Bears didn't really care about quality of life. They just needed to eat and sleep. Big White, what kind of snake is it? Leng Ruoxue was curious about the snake who loved to enjoy life. It seems like a snow python, Big White said after some thought. What do you mean by seems? Are you not sure? Leng Ruoxue asked in puzzlement. Well, that snake is different from ordinary snow pythons. It might have mutated, Big White explained. A mutated snake. Leng Ruoxue pondered and decided to identify it herself. While chatting, everyone arrived in front of the dazzling palace. Endless abyss? Leng Ruoxue looked at the large and majestic palace with these large golden words written on it, and the puzzlement in her heart deepened. That snake actually called its home the Endless Abyss? This was too strange. Swear, let's go in. Freak looked at the open doors of the palace. Okay, let's go in. Be careful, everyone. Leng Ruoxue nodded and led the way in. At this time, in a dark and gloomy cell, a black dragon was guarding his master anxiously. His master was the missing Ling Qingtian, and he was unconscious. Master, you're awake? Ink Thunder hurriedly asked anxiously when he sensed his master seemed to be showing signs of waking up. Ink Thunder, where is this? Ling Qingtian opened his eyes slowly, his face full of question marks. Master, I don't know either. After the spot you were standing on collapsed, we were brought here by a strong ray of light before I could save you, Ink Thunder explained guiltily, his face full of self-reproach. Hee hee, Ink Thunder, this isn't your fault. It was all an accident. Ling Qingtian smiled and comforted him while looking around. The area here was rather spacious, and if he was not mistaken, it should be a cell. But this cell was far more bloody than the ones he had seen before. Moreover, other than Ink Thunder and him, there were only the eerie white bones piled in the corner of the large cell. The entire cell was surrounded by impenetrable walls like iron arms, and the only light came from a skylight on the top of the cell. Master, what should we do now? Ink Thunder asked, a little lost. Of course, we have to think of a way to get out of here. Otherwise, Shuer and the others will be worried, Ling Qingtian said anxiously. But there seems to be no other exit apart from that skylight. Ink Thunder looked up. Ink Thunder, take me up there to see if I can break that window, Ling Qingtian said. Okay, Master, quickly get on me, Ink Thunder said. Boo-hoo. Master has woken up. I feel more confident. After Ling Qingtian sat on Ink Thunder's back, he spread his huge wings and flew toward the skylight. This window is so big. After flying closer, Ling Qingtian realized that the window looked like a little white dot from below but was actually about the same size as Ink Thunder. Chapter 293, Endless Abyss, Sowing Discord, 1, Ink Thunder, Fly back a little. I want to break this window, Ling Qingtian said to Ink Thunder after recovering from his shock. Yes, Master. Ink Thunder flew back. Ling Qingtian gathered his spiritual power in his palm. After forming a spiritual power sphere, he hurled it toward the window. Huh? How is this possible? Ling Qingtian was dumbfounded. The sphere he just released was enough to injure a spiritual supremacy, but there was no trace on the window. Master, I'll try. Ink Thunder immediately launched an attack, but the window remained intact. Ink Thunder refused to believe this. He directly used his enormous and strong body to slam into the window, again and again. But not even a crack was left on the window. Ink Thunder, stop. With a helpless expression on his face, Ling Qingtian stopped Ink Thunder from hurting himself. Master, I'll try again. Ink Thunder said stubbornly. He was already very guilty for not saving his master in time, so he definitely couldn't let his master stay in this godforsaken place. Stop wasting your energy. Suddenly, a mocking voice sounded in their ears. Who is it? Come out. Stop pretending to be mysterious. Ling Qingtian shouted. But he had already guessed that it was likely the person who brought them here. As soon as Ling Qingtian finished speaking, he saw a flash in front of his eyes, and the place where both he and Ink Thunder were changed. This place was clearly a palace. No, it should be more luxurious than any imperial palace he had seen. The walls of the entire palace were inlaid with incomparably large night-luminescent pearls, and the pillars of the palace were full of crystals of unknown colors. Even the ground was paved with precious black jade. This is really too luxurious. Ling Qingtian exclaimed in his mind as he looked at the strange new environment. After looking around the hall, Ling Qingtian turned his gaze toward the tall dragon throne in the middle of the hall. A man in white was sitting on the tall silver dragon throne covered with gems of various colors and looking at him with a smile that was not a smile. The man was incredibly handsome, and his temperament was noble and extraordinary. His beautiful silver eyes were bright, deep, and dazzling like crystals, as if they could suck people in. Moreover, his strength was unfathomable. Master, don't look at his eyes, Ink Thunder reminded. This man gave him a very strange feeling. Okay. Ling Qingtian quickly composed himself. Fortunately, Ink Thunder reminded him. He was almost sucked into those incomparably beautiful silver eyes just now. Who are you? Why did you capture me? Ling Qingtian asked the man. I'm not human, the man said with a faint smile. Are you a divine beast? Ling Qingtian guessed. I guess so, the man said nonchalantly. He didn't know what he was now. Why did you capture me? Ling Qingtian asked again, but he kept guessing in his heart. Could he be that snake? I didn't capture you. You fell into the abyss, and this happens to be my territory, so this is all fate, the man said like a charlatan. Alas! This is all fate. Then why did you bring me here now? Ling Qingtian asked in bewilderment. Would you believe me if I said that I just wanted to have a chat with you? The man asked. I don't believe you, Ling Qingtian said honestly. Would he put him in a cell if he wanted to chat with him? How could he treat his guests like this? But I really just want to have a chat with you. You can call me Confound, the man said sincerely. Chat. I've never seen a host who locked guests in a cell. Ling Qingtian said mockingly. Who would believe him? Didn't you come out now? Besides, I didn't lock you in. You fell into it by yourselves. Confound tried to shift the blame. His handsome face had the words "none of my business" written all over it. Coincidentally, you fell into a cell. Confound added. Ah. Ling Qingtian was speechless. So it was all their bad luck. What do you want to talk about? Ling Qingtian suddenly changed the topic. Let's talk about your family. Confound said after some thought. He was very interested in these people. Family? Ling Qingtian immediately became alert when he heard about his family. What exactly did this divine beast want? If he dared to hurt his grandchildren, he wouldn't let him go even if he had to risk his life. Your family doesn't seem to care about you. You've been here for so long, but no one has come down to look for you. In the desert, an outsider fell into the labyrinth, and your most beloved granddaughter immediately went down to look for him. But you, her biological grandfather, fell into the abyss, and your grandchildren, as well as your friends, actually didn't come down. It seems that you don't have a place in their hearts. Confound said with pity. That's because they believe in my strength and wouldn't be worried about me, Ling Qingtian said nonchalantly. Trying to sow discord. Dream on. He was a spiritual supremacy and had a divine beast by his side. Therefore, even if he was separated from them, his life wouldn't be in danger. But it had been different for Hu Bin. His life would be gone if he was alone and really encountered danger. You really trust them. But take a look at this. After seeing it, you will know what your status is in their hearts. Confound said with a chuckle. Take a look at what? Ling Qingtian was puzzled. What is this divine beast up to? While Ling Qingtian pondered, a light screen appeared in front of him. The figures on the screen were Leng Ruoxue and the others. After a long time, the light screen disappeared, and Ling Qingtian stood there foolishly. Master, Master. Ink Thunder called out softly in Ling Qingshan's ears. But Ling Qingtian didn't seem to hear him and didn't react at all. Seeing this situation, he couldn't help spinning around anxiously. Chapter 294, Endless Abyss, Sowing Discord, 2, Damn it. What did you do to my master? Ink Thunder's eyes widened in anger as he glared at the handsome man high above. I didn't do anything. I just wanted him to see the truth, Confound said innocently. Nonsense. Do you think I will believe you? My master wouldn't be like this if you didn't do anything funny. Ink Thunder roared angrily. Ah! I can't believe that no one believes me when I tell the truth. I'm so sad, Confound said aggrievedly. Who would believe you? Ink Thunder roared and pounced directly at the annoying man. Confound easily dodged Ink Thunder's attack and said honestly, Little Black Dragon, you are not my match. You can try. Ink Thunder spat out his dragon breath after roaring. Confound jumped off the silver dragon throne and leaped into the air. The scorching dragon breath sprayed directly onto the throne, burning a black hole into it. Little Black Dragon, you have to compensate for ruining my chair, Confound kindly reminded. Oh, not bad. I can finally get a new chair. Compensate your head. You've messed up my master. Compensate me with my master first. Although Ink Thunder was big, his reaction was surprisingly fast. Moreover, he had been influenced by Leng Ruoxue and the others during this period. You were marked by the company you kept. So of course, he followed suit. Ink Thunder, stop, said Ling Qingtian, already clear-headed. He was very touched by Ink Thunder's protection, but Ink Thunder was not this man's match at all. Fortunately, this man didn't attack and only kept dodging. Otherwise, Ink Thunder would probably have stuffed injuries. Master, you're awake. Great. Ink Thunder said happily and quickly returned to Ling Qingshan's side. Confound, although I don't know what you're up to, what I want to say is that I believe my grandchildren and my old friends will never abandon me, Ling Qingtian said confidently. Even though you saw it with your own eyes and heard what they said with your own ears? Confound asked. But he was shocked because he never dreamed that Ling Qingtian would wake up from his illusion so quickly. It was really unexpected. That was just an illusion. We went through life and death situations together. How could they treat me like that? Ling Qingtian smiled confidently. Just now, he had fallen into the illusion, and almost half of his life's experiences had replayed in front of his eyes. Moreover, he even heard with his own ears that he had been abandoned by his relatives and friends. But it was precisely because he heard these words that he was able to wake up from the illusion in an extremely short period of time. He had enough trust in his relatives and friends to know that that was impossible, so he really should thank Confound properly for helping him. It seems that I have really underestimated you, Confound said with slight admiration. But he didn't believe that the feelings between humans were really so firm and invulnerable. Confound, what exactly do you want? Ling Qingtian asked again. I'm testing humanity. Humans are the least trustworthy and the most lazy among all life. I have seen many humans betray their companions and even kill each other for their own benefits. Confound seemed to be lost in his memories, and his face was full of pain. It's inevitable that there are such things in life. Do you dare to say that every spirit beast is upright and clean and that the hands of spirit beasts have never been stained with the blood of their own kind? Ling Qingtian asked in return. Black sheeps existed everywhere. Did this man deny everyone because of the existence of a few black sheep? That was a little too extreme. How can humans be compared to spirit beasts? Spirit beasts only have instincts. Confound emphasized. Since spirit beasts were beasts, they naturally had beast instincts. But humans were different. Humans had always boasted of being noble, but some people specially did things that were worse than beasts. Confound. You are too extreme. How can there be no black sheep? You can't deny the entire soup just because of a piece of rat feces. You can throw away the contaminated soup, but the rest of the soup is still good. Ling Qingtian explained earnestly. He didn't know what the divine beast in front of him had experienced, but he could more or less guess that this man must have encountered some heartbreaking things. Perhaps. But you still have to pass my test. Otherwise, you can't leave this place, Confound reminded after calming down. Do you mean that the Snow Mountain task is with you? Ling Qingtian asked with uncertainty. Yes, I am the gatekeeper here. As for the bear, he's just decoration. He doesn't know anything. However, it won't be easy to pass my level, Confound explained. By the way, your precious granddaughter is here too, Confound added. You're not allowed to hurt them, Ling Qingtian said anxiously. That will depend on whether they can pass my test. Confound smiled faintly. Why don't you take a look at them yourself? Confound said. Another light screen appeared in front of Ling Qingtian. On the other side, after Len Ruoxue and the others entered the palace, they found that the entire palace was empty. Except for a luminous pearl used for illumination on the ceiling of the palace hall, there was not even a single piece of decoration on the walls, not to mention the shadow of humans or beasts. Miss, why is this place so simple? Fengde thought for a long time before coming up with this word. The palace was so luxurious from the outside. But why did it seem so unworthy inside? It was really disappointing. That's right. Isn't it just for show? Lin Yuan said. Be careful, Len Ruoxue reminded. After entering the snow mountain, Fengde and the others didn't stay in the bracelet apart from sleeping because she wanted them to train. Okay, we will be careful, Fengde promised. Although Big White was leading the way, he also said that the snake would not give him any face. So they still had to rely on themselves at critical moments. Chapter 295, Endless Abyss, Sowing Discord, 3. This place seems a little different from the last time I was here, Big White suddenly said. What's different? Len Ruoxue asked cautiously. For some reason, she had a strange feeling after entering the palace, as though something here was waiting for her. Thinking back carefully, Big White said, last time I was here, there were a lot of guards and a lot of shiny things hanging on the walls. Ah. When was the last time you came? Fengde asked curiously. 3,000 years ago, Big White said with certainty after some calculation. Plop. Feng De fell to the ground on all fours exaggeratedly, and there were several black lines hanging on his forehead. 3,000 years ago. My mother. Isn't that too long? 2 drops of cold sweat dripped down Leng Ruoxu's forehead as she said to smooth things over. I think that snake might have lost all its money, so it had to sell everything. What Schwer says is very reasonable, Freak agreed very much. Schwer's words are always right. Everyone present didn't comment on the nature of the wife-slave. They only looked at Leng Ruoxue as though asking her what to do now. Big White, are you sure that snake still lives here? Leng Ruoxue asked after some thought. It should be here. I didn't hear that it moved. Big White scratched his head awkwardly. Ruoxue, let's go in and take a look since we're already here. Lin Liang suggested. There were only 2 divine beasts in this snow mountain. It would save them a lot of trouble if the snake knew the whereabouts of Old Leng. After all, Old Leng's spirit beast had already gone to the bottom of the abyss to look for him but found nothing. Yes, Grandpa Lin is right. We're already here, so how can we do nothing? Let's go in and look. Leng Ruoxue agreed. Grandpa Lin, Patriarch Feng, First Elder, the 3 of you will be at the back. I, Freak, and Old Zao will be in front. Everyone else will walk in the middle. Leng Ruoxue rearranged the formation. After settling everything, Leng Ruoxue and Freak walked side by side on the only path in the palace hall. Schwer, how long do we have to go this way? Freak couldn't help asking after walking for a long time. Even though there was only one path in the hall, this path was full of twists and turns. They went around and around but still didn't find the end. There was not even a shadow on the path, so they didn't even have the chance to ask someone for directions. I don't know either, but it's obvious we haven't finished walking this path, Leng Ruoxue said in realization. She couldn't help sighing. Alas. As expected of a snake's residence, this path is really long. Lass, Big White said. Well, reach after 2 turns, Old Zao interjected. Oh, let's go slowly. Leng Ruoxue replied. After walking for a long time, Leng Ruoxue and the others finally found that there was no path ahead. At the end of the path, Leng Ruoxue and Freak faced a room. They looked at each other, pushed the door open, and walked straight in. Feng Moran and the others followed closely behind. Leng Ruoxue looked around at the similarly empty room and asked in bewilderment, Big White, does that snake live in this room? Big White tried his best to recall. That's right. I saw it here previously. Did it really move away? Freak guessed. Big White, are there any other rooms here? Leng Ruoxue asked thoughtfully. I don't know. I've only been here once, Big White said apologetically. Leng Ruoxue nodded slightly and then carefully observed the entire room, looking for clues. She refused to believe that there was only one room in such a large palace. Could there be some secret here? Leng Ruoxue examined it more carefully after thinking of this possibility. In another room in the palace. Hee, your granddaughter is quite attentive, Confound praised. This Leng Ruoxue is a bit interesting. Perhaps she can really change my opinion of humans. Of course. My grandchildren are my pride. Whenever his 2 outstanding grandchildren were mentioned, Ling Qingtian was so excited that his tail would rise to the sky. Of course, that was under the premise that he had a tail. Don't be so happy too soon. Their lives will be in danger unless they can pass my test, Confound reminded. I have confidence in them, Ling Qingtian said confidently. Is that so? I'll wait and see then. Confound stopped talking and focused on Leng Ruoxue and the others. Leng Ruoxue and the others, who were carefully inspecting every corner of the room, had no idea that someone was monitoring their every move. Miss, there's nothing unusual, Feng De reported after checking once. Take a closer look. I have a nagging feeling that something is amiss here, Leng Ruoxue instructed. Yes. Lin Yuan approached Len Ruoxue and suggested, "Miss, let's dig out all the night luminescent pearls on the path when we leave later. We can't make a wasted trip, right? Why are you such a money grubber? Did I starve you?" Len Ruoxue frowned and scolded him jokingly. But this idea was not bad. There were so many night luminescent pearls that it would be good to bring them back for illumination, lest they went to waste. When a certain someone in the dark heard what Lin Yuan said, he was so angry that his face turned green. "Lin Yuan, Lin Yuan," Len Ruoxue called out twice after feeling that something was amiss since he didn't reply to her for a long time. But Lin Yuan didn't have any response and just stood motionless on the spot. Moreover, his eyes were becoming more and more unfocused. "Shuer, look at them," Freak pointed at Fengde and the others. Upon hearing this, Len Ruoxue turned her gaze to Fengde and the others, only to find that everyone was exactly the same as Lin Yuan except for her and Freak. Chapter 296, Ruins of the Plain, 1, Freak, they must have fallen into an illusion spell. Let's be careful. Len Ruoxue frowned. Outsiders couldn't help those who fell into an illusion. They could only rely on themselves and had to rely on their own strength to escape from the illusion. Otherwise, they would die in the illusion. This was the terror of illusions. But Freak did not answer her. Len Ruoxue turned her head doubtfully and found that Freak had also fallen into an illusion. At this moment, scenes slowly appeared in front of Len Ruoxue's eyes. Len Ruoxue was like a bystander watching everything she had experienced play out in front of her eyes. Her relationship with Freak was so realistic that even she almost believed it. "Shuer, I love you," Freak said with incomparable affection. "I love you too," Len Ruoxue said perfunctorily. Then a sword appeared in her hand, and spiritual power gathered on the blade. Then she swiftly stabbed Freak. Unprepared, Freak was in no rush to dodge, and the sword slid into his abdomen. His eyes widened as he looked at Len Ruoxue in disbelief. "Shuer, why are you killing me?" "Because you are not Freak." Len Ruoxue said indifferently, the expression on her face even colder than ice. "Humph. How dare you transform into Freak to deceive me? Unforgivable. Shuer, did you fall in love with someone else? Clearly you're Freak. How can you treat me like this?" Freak yelled, unwilling to give up. "Although you tried your best to imitate the expressions and tone of Freak, a fake is a fake. Moreover, this young lady wasn't affected by the illusion at all, so don't you think you deserve to die?" Len Ruoxue explained very kindly. "No, how is this possible?" The fake Freak looked extremely surprised. "How could she not?" "Because your illusion level is too low. You can't confuse me at all, understand?" Len Ruoxue's beautiful face was full of contempt. "Too low. Impossible," the fake Freak roared in disbelief. "Die," Len Ruoxue said impatiently. She directly released Feather of the Fire Phoenix and instantly obliterated the fake Freak. The hall returned to quietness in front of Len Ruoxue. She looked at the people still immersed in the illusion. To be honest, she was not too worried about her subordinates in the mercenary group. After all, they had all undergone the test of her heart-refining illusionary formation. But old Zao and the others made her a little worried. "Shuer," Freak called softly as he came to Len Ruoxue's side. "You're awake." Len Ruoxue glanced at Freak and then turned her gaze to the others. "Yes, Shuer. You don't even care about me. I was under an illusion spell just now." Freak hugged Len Ruoxue's slender waist and placed his head on her fragrant shoulder, acting coquettishly. "That's because I have confidence in you," Len Ruoxue coaxed. She knew that Freak was hiding things from her. But if he didn't take the initiative to tell her, she wouldn't probe further. This was called mutual trust. "Yep. Shuer, do you know what I saw in the illusion?" Freak smirked. "Of course you saw me because I also saw you in the illusion," Len Ruoxue said. Illusions love to use important people or things to confuse the people in the illusion. Swear, you weren't even wearing clothes in the illusion. Freak said with a look of yearning. Oh, and then? Len Ruoshua asked lightly. But I killed her. Freak said with pity. Alas. How good would that be? Ah, but that's impossible. Well done. Come, I'll give you a reward. Len Ruoshua turned her head and kissed Freak's enchanting lips gently. Swear, how can one be enough? Freak said with dissatisfaction, his black and shiny eyes full of anticipation. Be good. They're not awake yet. Len Ruoshua said with a slight headache. This damn freak, shouldn't he take a look at where we are? Even though I was the one who started it. Swear, let's kiss after we leave this place. Freak said understandingly. Swear. Feng Moran, who had just woken up, glanced at Len Ruoshua awkwardly. Ah. He didn't mean to eavesdrop. He just woke up and heard Yi Chen's words. Big brother Feng, how do you feel? Len Ruoshua asked curiously. After going through the test of an illusion again, Big brother Feng should feel something different again, right? Still okay, Feng Moran said, still a little uncomfortable. Miss. At this moment, the mercenaries woke up one by one. Swear, why aren't Grandpa and the others awake yet? Will something happen? Feng Moran's handsome face was full of worry. If it's their first time experiencing an illusion, it will probably take a long time. Moreover, no one can help them. They are the only ones who can free themselves from the illusion, Len Ruoshua explained to Feng Moran. Then what should we do now? Feng Moran asked. Big brother Feng, all we can do now is wait. Len Ruoshua was helpless against the illusion. Old Zao woke up while they were talking and asked in bewilderment, Lass, what happened to me? You were under an illusion spell, Len Ruoshua explained simply. I didn't expect to see an illusion spell today. Old Zao murmured. He had heard his master mention illusion spells before. But they seemed to have been lost a long time ago, so he had never had the chance to see one. Feels good, doesn't it? Len Ruoshua teased. Ah. Not good at all, old Zao said evasively. That damn illusion actually made me see master punishing me again. Boo-hoo. Ha. Len Ruoshua couldn't resist laughing when she saw old Zao's fearful expression. About half an hour later, everyone under the illusion spell woke up. You really exceeded my expectations. At this moment, a slightly deep voice resounded in everyone's ears. Chapter 297, Ruins of the Plain, 2, Who's Talking? Come out. Stop playing games. Feng De shouted into the void. Feng De, stop shouting. The voice is far away. Len Ruoshua said very calmly. Ha, little girl, you are much smarter than I imagined, the voice said with admiration. Thank you for the compliment. What is your purpose? Tell me. Don't waste everyone's time, Len Ruoshua said bluntly. Little girl, you're really impatient. But since you've passed the illusion test, you're naturally qualified to see me. Come here, the voice said. A teleportation array appeared in the room. Let's go. Len Ruoshua looked at everyone and took the lead to enter the teleportation array. After the light flashed, Len Ruoshua and the others arrived in another room. Grandpa. Len Ruoshua saw Ling Qingtian looking at her with a smile as soon as she entered the room. Grandpa, I'm so glad you're okay. Len Ruoshua dashed toward Ling Qingtian and threw herself into his arms. Silly girl. Grandpa is fine. Don't worry. Ling Qingtian hugged his granddaughter and comforted her. Grandpa, what is this place? Len Ruoshua asked curiously while looking around the room. This room was rather luxurious and spacious. The whole room was mainly made of silver, and the walls were full of valuable treasures. Any one of them was enough for ordinary people to live for a lifetime. But there was no one else in the giant room other than her grandfather and Ink Thunder. Moreover, the throne in the room was empty. Obviously, the owner of the room wasn't here. Shuer, this is the snake's territory, Leng Qingtian explained. Grandpa, have you seen that snake? Leng Ruoxue asked. Yes, we've met and chatted for a while, Leng Qingtian said. He had been trying to pry information from the snake when Shuer and the others fell into the illusion spell. Oh, hey, you let us in but disappeared yourself. That's really impolite. Leng Ruoxue deliberately shouted loudly after hearing what her grandfather said. She believed that the snake could hear her. As the host, how can I meet guests if I don't dress up nicely? A voice replied. You don't have to dress up. No matter how you dress up, you're still a snake and can't change anything, Leng Ruoxue said mockingly with 2 drops of cold sweat on her forehead. She had never heard of a beast who dressed up when seeing guests. What a stinky snake. Not necessarily, the voice said, unconvinced. Immediately afterward, fresh flowers of all colors drifted down from the sky, and the faint fragrance of flowers filled the entire room. What does this snake want? Leng Ruoxue was speechless. Why did it sprinkle flowers for no reason? Didn't you say you wanted flowers? You can have some now. The voice sounded again. If Shuer wants flowers, I'll give them to her. Go away. Freak roared with jealousy. Damn it. How dare he try to woo her in front of me? This is courting death. Little girl, this man's temper is really too bad, the voice complained. None of your business. Come out quickly. Leng Ruoxue said impatiently. If you still don't come out, I'll dig up all your treasures, move your throne, and burn your room, Leng Ruoxue added. Little girl, you're ruthless, the voice said helplessly. Immediately afterward, spatial fluctuations appeared in the room, and an incomparably gigantic white snake appeared out of thin air in front of everyone, almost occupying the entire room. This snake was at least 100 meters long and 10 meters thick. The white scales on its body were smooth and exquisite like white jade, and each scale was the size of a millstone. At this moment, its huge silver eyes were looking at Leng Ruoxue with slight teasing. What a beautiful snake. Is this a snow python? Leng Ruoxue looked at it thoughtfully. The human and snake stared at each other. Leng Ruoxue and the snake stared at each other for a long time before she finally exploded. Are you done looking? Weren't you looking at me too? I didn't even say anything. Confound said aggrievedly in his true form. Leng Ruoxue was speechless. Can this snake be more normal? You're too fat. It's time to lose weight, Leng Ruoxue suddenly said after a while. My figure is standard, Confound said calmly, but his eyes clearly said, what's with your gaze? I can't tell. You take up too much space, Leng Ruoxue said honestly. Upon hearing this, Confound lowered his head and looked at his body while thinking to himself, I'm in pretty good shape. How is it taking up space? Confound looked at Leng Ruoxue shyly and stammered, I want to acknowledge you as my master. I don't want to. Leng Ruoxue refused without even thinking about it. Why? What's wrong with me? Confound widened his eyes in disbelief. He never dreamed that this little girl would be unwilling to let him acknowledge her as his master even though he took the initiative to do so. This really hurt his self-esteem. You're too fat and take up too much space, Leng Ruoxue said disdainfully. I'm not fat, and I don't take up space, Confound quickly said. Boo-hoo. My body is the best among the snake race. Why am I being despised by this little girl? He couldn't understand no matter what. It had to be known that he deliberately showed his strong body in front of Leng Ruoxue. You're almost occupying the entire room, Leng Ruoxue reminded. I can become smaller. Then he transformed into an extremely cute little white snake and climbed onto Leng Ruoxue's body. Leng Ruoxue grabbed the little snake that was only as thick as a finger and looked into his eyes. Tell me, what is the task here? Accept me, and you will complete the task, Confound explained. Alas! His illusion formation was ineffective against Leng Ruoxue, so he was destined to acknowledge this little girl as his master. This was the rule of the mystic realm, and no person or beast could violate it. Why is the task here so simple? Leng Ruoxue asked in disbelief. Is there nothing else other than an illusion? Chapter 298, Ruins of the Plain, 3, Simple. It's not that my illusion spell is simple. It's that you are too abnormal. Confound said weakly. For thousands of years, his illusion spell had trapped countless people, but it was unable to do anything to this little girl. Her subordinates were also quite formidable. Are there any rewards here? Leng Ruoxue continued asking, ignoring Confound's complaints. I am the reward, Confound said. Besides you? Everything here is yours. Do we get any points here? No. Not every place has points. Okay, acknowledge me as your master then. Leng Ruoxue said to the white snake after clarifying what she wanted to know. Okay, master. My name is Confound. Then the contract array descended, and the master recognition process was officially successful. Confound, go pack your things. We're leaving, Leng Ruoxue said. Master, I have packed up. We can leave right away, Confound said. Hee, I always carry my valuables with me. You're so opulent. You have to be diligent and thrifty, understand? Fengde said as he came in front of Confound. Ha! Confound was shocked. What does this human mean? But he soon understood. Fengde and his subordinates dug non-stop on the walls of his room, and it didn't take long for the beautiful walls to become riddled with holes. At this moment, he really wanted to cry but had no tears. What made him want to vomit blood was that these people didn't even let go of his throne. Boo-hoo! Where did these bandits come from? Master, their work is really clean and efficient. Confound was dumbfounded. Well, you won't be coming back anyway, Leng Ruoxue said indifferently. She admired Fengde's diligence and frugality. Alas! She had to raise a large family. That's true. Confound said after thinking for a while. Ah! Master is right. Even though the things used as decorations were the worst in all his collection, it was better to benefit his own people than outsiders. Miss, we've finished cleaning up, Fengde said excitedly as he walked over. Leng Ruoxue turned around and said to Leng Qingtian, okay, Grandpa, contact Thunder Knight. He's waiting for you with Big Brother and Old Man at where you fell. I've already contacted Thunder Knight, and they're already coming here. Leng Qingtian explained with a smile. When he woke up, he had already contacted Thunder Knight and informed him of the exact location, so they should be here soon. What are you saying? We're already here. Old Man's voice sounded from behind them. Leng Qingtian turned around. Ah! You came quickly, Grandpa. Master. Leng Ruhan's and Thunder Knight's voices sounded at the same time as they pounced at Leng Qingtian. Plop! With a loud sound, the two humans and the beast fell to the ground. Ah! Are you trying to crush me to death? Leng Qingtian complained, but his face was full of joy. Grandpa, I'm sorry. Master, I'm sorry. Leng Ruhan and Thunder Knight said at the same time and moved their bodies away. Ha, it's okay. I accept your enthusiasm. Leng Qingtian laughed happily. Then he stood up from the ground while laughing in his head. Hee, this is the first time Ruhan and Thunder Knight were so enthusiastic about me. Let's leave this place first. Leng Ruoxue said when she saw that everyone was here. After they completed the task here, 2 teleportation arrays appeared in the room, so she had to make another choice. Schwer, which should we choose? Leng Qingtian asked. Right. Then Leng Ruoxue directly entered the teleportation array. With a flash of light, Leng Ruoxue and the others appeared in a strange place once again. Where is this place? Everyone looked at the endless greenery in front of them, puzzled. Butterfly flew in front of Leng Ruoxue and explained, "Girl, we're on a plane." Plane. Leng Ruoxue looked around, but there was no end in sight. The entire plain was covered in green. Ah! The grass on the plain was really lush, and it was actually half the height of a person. She really wanted to know how long it had been since anyone came to this place. "Grandpa, shall we go in?" Leng Ruoxue asked her grandfather. "Let's go in," Leng Qingtian said. He didn't know what dangers there were within, but they definitely couldn't stand outside. "There's a road there. Everyone, be careful," Leng Ruoxue reminded and walked at the front of the group with Freak. Everyone followed closely behind and observed their surroundings while walking. Leng Ruoxue found many herbs on both sides of the small road in the plain, so she simply let Ball Ball out of the bracelet. "Ball Ball, where are you going?" Leng Ruoxue couldn't help asking when she saw Ball Ball suddenly flying toward the tall grass. "Big sister, I found something good," Ball Ball replied and continued flying toward his target until he disappeared into the grass. Ball Ball. Leng Ruoxue was worried after seeing that Ball Ball had disappeared. She was about to chase after him when she saw him flying out from the grass, and her worries faded away. "Big sister, treasure." Ball Ball flew toward Leng Ruoxue and put the thing in his little paw in her hand, looking at her as though he was asking for praise. Leng Ruoxue threw the item to Freak without looking at it, grabbed Ball Ball, and spanked him twice. "Boo-hoo. Big sister, you actually hit me." Ball Ball looked at Leng Ruoxue aggrievedly with tears shining in his eyes. "Who asked you to run around on your own? Don't you know that big sister will be worried?" Leng Ruoxue growled with a cold face. "I was finding a treasure for big sister," Ball Ball said aggrievedly. Chapter 299, Ruins of the Plain, 4. Treasures aren't as important as Ball Ball. What if you encounter danger? Leng Ruoxue caressed Ball Ball's soft fur and coaxed. "Big sister, Ball Ball won't be in danger." Ball Ball was touched and happily rubbed Leng Ruoxue's beautiful face with his chubby little body. Butterfly flapped its wings and came in front of Leng Ruoxue. "Girl, don't underestimate this little thing. When he grows up, he will be very powerful." "Ball Ball, you have to be careful," Leng Ruoxue reminded. In fact, she had always treated Ball Ball as a child, so as a parent, she would naturally be worried if he ran around. But after listening to Butterfly, she also felt that she was a little too nervous. Children should be more independent. "Yes, big sister, you'll be careful," Ball Ball promised. "Don't fly too far," Leng Ruoxue warned again. "Okay, big sister," Ball Ball replied and then slowly flew away. "Damn Freak, why are you laughing?" Leng Ruoxue asked in embarrassment when she turned her head and saw Freak covering his mouth and laughing. "Schwer, I was thinking if you would also worry so much if we have a baby in the future," Freak said somewhat hesitantly. "Damn Freak, you're thinking too far," Leng Ruoxue scolded softly. She turned back to look at Leng Qingtian and the others. Phew. Fortunately, they didn't hear it. In preparing for a rainy day. Freak laughed softly. "Hee hee, Schwer is shy, so I definitely won't laugh at her." "Freak, it's getting late. We have to find a place to camp." Leng Ruoxue changed the topic. "Yes, this place isn't suitable. Let's walk farther ahead," Freak suggested. "Okay." After walking for a while, Leng Ruoxue saw an open space not far away. So she stopped, turned around, pointed at the place, and said to Leng Qingtian, "Grandpa, let's set up camp there." "Okay, Schwer. Are you really not going to let Fengde and the others sleep in your space?" Leng Qingtian asked softly. "Yep. As long as there's no danger, they have to stay outside," Leng Ruoxue said. She didn't want to raise Fengde and the others into flowers in a greenhouse. "Schwer, you're very biased," Freak suddenly said. "Huh? How am I biased?" Leng Ruoxue asked in puzzlement. You were so worried about Ball Ball just now. Freak reminded. Ball Ball is a child, but Fengde and the others are already adults. How can it be the same? Len Ruoxua glared at Freak. Kids need more training. You can't spoil them. Freak said. I'm not spoiling him. When he becomes an adult, there will be opportunities for training, Len Ruoxua quibbled. Freak chuckled. Oh, Schwer, where are we staying tonight? Of course outside. We have to set an example. Len Ruoxua said very seriously. Are you sure we can stay here? Freak looked at the open space. It wasn't very big. Sure. They can share a tent with 3 people. In addition, we have to leave people on night duty, Len Ruoxua said after some calculations. Len Ruoxua turned her head and asked Butterfly, Butterfly, what do you know about this plane? I only know that the nights on planes don't seem safe. I don't know anything else, Butterfly said honestly. Didn't you call yourself an envoy of the mystic realm? You don't even know this. Freak deliberately mocked. Envoys of mystic realms aren't omnipotent. Butterfly accepted its fate. It wasn't the first time it had embarrassed itself, so it was getting used to it. Stop pretending to be pitiful. Go inform Fengde and the others. Len Ruoxua ordered Butterfly, ignoring its self-pity. Okay, girl. Butterfly answered solemnly and flew back. Fengde and the others accepted Len Ruoxua's arrangement, immediately set up their tents, and then cooked dinner. Len Ruoxua and Freak walked along the road and walked around, but they didn't find anything abnormal. Schwer, there seems to be no problems currently, Freak said after walking around. Okay, get everyone to be more alert at night. Len Ruoxua said after some thought. Miss, food is ready. Lin Yuan walked over at this moment. Okay. Freak, let's eat first. Okay. They walked toward the dining area together. Everyone sat down around the fire. Freak, do you feel like there are eyes staring at us? Len Ruoxua whispered as she held a piece of grilled meat and leaned against Freak. Yes, it should be in the grass, Freak guessed. Big sister, embark. At this moment, Ball Ball flew back, and his small paws were holding a lot of things. Ah! Ball Ball, you're really amazing. Len Ruoxua looked at the pile of things that Ball Ball placed in front of her, and 2 drops of cold sweat dripped down her forehead. At the same time, she was a little dumbfounded because she didn't recognize a single thing that Ball Ball brought back, including the black thing that she threw to Freak not long ago. Hee hee, big sister, these are all good treasures. There are still many over there, but Ball Ball couldn't take them all, Ball Ball said with a face full of regret. Little Ball Ball, what are these things you brought back? Old Zao looked at the small pile of things on the ground with a face full of question marks. These things were neither herbs nor ores. What the heck were they? Ball Ball doesn't know. Ball Ball only knows that they are all treasures, Ball Ball said embarrassedly. He knew these things because of his talents, so he wasn't sure what they were. Big sister, I'll go get some more. Then Ball Ball flew away. Everyone, be careful. There seems to be something in the grass. Len Ruoxua reminded everyone in a low voice as she stored the things Ball Ball brought back into the bracelet. Then she stood up and shouted again, let's rest early since you're full. Chapter 300, Ruins of the Plain, 5, okay. Everyone stood up cooperatively and walked toward the tents. Not long after they walked away, a white light quickly emerged from the grass and ran to the place where Len Ruoxua and the others had been eating, picked up a piece of meat and started eating heartily. Ah! So it's a little leopard. Cold sweat dripped down Len Ruoxua's and the others' foreheads. Alas! They were nervous for nothing. Len Ruoxua stood still as she sized up the palm-sized little leopard. This little fellow was quite beautiful. It was snow-white and fluffy, and there was a silver stripe in the middle of its forehead that stretched all the way to its back. Its big black eyes were watery as it looked at them cautiously. Moreover, judging from the expression on the little leopard's face, it seemed to be in a dilemma. It probably wanted to run but couldn't bear to part with the grilled meat. Leng Ruoxue carefully walked toward the little leopard. Alas! She had always had no defense against cute little things, especially when she saw such a cute little fellow. She couldn't help feeling a little emotional. Little guy, don't be scared. Big sister won't hurt you, Leng Ruoxue coaxed softly. Really? The little leopard asked in his childish voice uncertainly. Really? Big sister never lies to children. Leng Ruoxue smiled very gently, afraid that she would scare the little thing. I'm hungry, the little leopard said pitifully while staring at Leng Ruoxue with his big, grape-like black watery eyes. Ah! Poor child. Leng Ruoxue's heart ached. She approached the little leopard and handed him another piece of grilled meat. Thank you, the little leopard thanked her very politely. Seeing that Leng Ruoxue seemed very easy to get along with, he wasn't so scared anymore. Little leopard, where is your family? Leng Ruoxue asked curiously. If she was not mistaken, this little guy should have just been born. A cub this small shouldn't be too far away from his mother. I don't know either, the leopard cub said, a little choked up, tears welling up in his black eyes. Don't cry. Leng Ruoxue hugged the little leopard and coaxed. Woo-woo. I don't have a family. The more he thought about it, the sadder he became, and the louder he cried. Grandpa, I'll leave him to you. Leng Ruoxue was dumbfounded as she handed the little leopard to Leng Qingtian. Her grandfather was more experienced than her in bringing up kids. Thunder Night, Leng Qingtian called helplessly. This cub was too young, and he couldn't take care of him well. He had never taken care of Thunder Night during Thunder Night's childhood. Master, this is a newborn snow leopard cub. Send him back quickly. The mother leopard is very fierce. Thunder Night hurriedly said as soon as he appeared and saw the little snow leopard in his master's hand. This little guy came alone. He said he had no family, Leng Qingtian explained. Thunder Night, I'll leave this cub to you, Leng Qingtian added, and then he put the crying leopard on Thunder Night's back. Smelling the scent of his kind, the little snow leopard immediately stopped crying and slowly got up on Thunder Night's broad back. After climbing onto Thunder Night's head, the little snow leopard said in a childish voice, I'm hungry. Thunder Night stretched out his big paw, grabbed the little snow leopard from his head, put him on the ground, and gave him a piece of meat. Eat. Thank you, uncle. The little snow leopard took the meat, thanked him, and then wolfed it down. Grandpa, you are the best, Leng Ruoxue praised. Of course, Leng Qingtian said proudly while wiping the cold sweat off his forehead. Ah! He was also forcing Thunder Night to put a square peg into a round hole. Look at how smug you are. Old man said with contempt. You are jealous. I understand, Leng Qingtian quickly retorted. Grandpa, take your time bickering. I'm going to bed. Leng Ruoxue went directly into her tent, and Freak hurriedly followed. Humph. I'm going to bed too. Leng Qingtian entered another tent. Fine, I'll sleep too. Who's afraid of who? Old man followed suit. Everyone, rest early. Leng Ruhan said helplessly. These old men would feel uncomfortable all over if they didn't bicker for a day. But their feelings for each other also improved the more they fought. After Fengde and the others went to sleep, Leng Ruhan sat down by the fire alone. Only Thunder Night and the little snow leopard accompanied him. Big brother. Leng Ruoxue emerged from the tent not long after and sat down beside her brother. Shuer, aren't you sleeping? Where's Yichen? Leng Ruhan asked curiously. Bal Bal isn't back yet, so I'll wait for him. Freak is asleep, Leng Ruoxue explained simply. As she spoke, a chubby little body pounced into Leng Ruoxue's arms. Big sister, embark, Bal Bal said tenderly as he rubbed himself against Leng Ruoxiu's chest. Bal Bal, don't leave anymore. It's already very late, Leng Ruoxiu warned. Okay. Big sister, quickly take a look at the treasures I brought back. Bal Bal pointed at the pile of whitish things on the ground. Bal Bal, big sister don't know what these are. Leng Ruoxiu said helplessly. Big sister, Bal Bal is worthy of being a treasure-seeking beast. These are indeed good things, but you don't need them now. Qing Ju's voice sounded in Leng Ruoxiu's head. Qing Ju, what are these things? Leng Ruoxiu asked curiously. Hee, big sister, I won't tell you now. Qing Ju kept her guessing again. Stinky Qing Ju, you've turned bad. Leng Ruoxiu pouted her pink lips in complaint. Big sister, even if you know now, you won't need them. I'll tell you when you can use them, Qing Ju comforted with a smile. All right then. Leng Ruoxiu was a little depressed as she cut off her connection with Qing Ju and said to Leng Ruhan, Big brother, I'm going to bed. Hurry up and go. Leng Ruhan urged. Leng Ruoxiu stood up and walked toward her tent. The next day, everyone woke up, had breakfast, and continued on their journey. Chapter 301, Ruins of the Plain, 6. Leng Ruoxiu and the others wandered around the plain for 3 days but found nothing. Lass, it's been 3 days, but we haven't found a single clue. Old Zhao exclaimed. There's nothing we can do. We can only look around aimlessly unless the task appears on its own, Leng Ruoxiu said. She was really speechless about the task in this place. At this rate, she would probably go crazy before the task appeared. She even suspected that this mystic realm was playing with them. It teleported them here, but the so-called opportunity didn't appear. Could that damn mystic realm spirit want to trap us here? Big sister, what are you looking for? The little snow leopard lying on Thunder Night asked curiously. We're looking for a way to leave this place. Leng Ruoxiu explained simply. Do we have to leave this place? Big sister, I want to go home and take a look, the little snow leopard quickly begged when he heard that they were leaving this place. He had already become familiar with Leng Ruoxiu and the others these few days and planned to leave with them. Little Snow, where is your home? Thunder Night asked. Over there. The little snow leopard pointed to their left. How do we go to your home? Leng Ruoxiu asked curiously. She automatically ignored Thunder Night calling this little guy Little Snow. Big sister, we can reach my home after we pass through these bushes. The little snow leopard pointed at the tall bushes not far away. Ah. We can't enter those bushes, Leng Ruoxiu said weakly. She had tried it long ago. No one could pass through those bushes except Bal Bal and this little snow leopard. It seemed like something was blocking them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been searching along this road for 3 days. You can. Trust me, big sister, the little snow leopard said with certainty. All right. Lead the way, Leng Ruoxiu said doubtfully. Okay, big sister, follow me closely. The little snow leopard jumped down from Thunder Knight's back and went into the bushes. Grandpa, let's try again. Leng Ruoxiu said to Leng Qingtian and the others. Then she tried to walk into the bushes. This time, she really walked in. Everyone hurriedly followed her. Little snow leopard, how much longer do we have to walk? Leng Ruoxiu couldn't help asking an hour later. She really didn't expect there to be another world in the bushes. After entering, they discovered that there was actually another road hidden in the half-man-tall bushes. But this road was so secretive that no one could find it at all, let alone walk in. We're almost there, the little snow leopard said happily. After walking for a while, the little snow leopard pointed at some ruins. Big sister, we're here. This is your home. Leng Ruoxiu said doubtfully. This place was obviously ruins. No, it's below, the little snow leopard said mysteriously. He used his little paw to pry open a piece of tile to reveal a very small cave. Fengde, dig this place up and take a look, Len Ruoxue hurriedly ordered. She had a premonition that this was the place they were looking for. Yes, Mississippi. Fengde and the others rolled up their sleeves, took out tools, and dug. After a while, the cave entrance gradually revealed its true appearance. A stone staircase leading down appeared in front of everyone. Let's go down and take a look, Len Ruoxue said to everyone without hesitation. Shuer, follow behind me. Freak was the first to go down. Len Ruoxue held Freak's hand and followed closely behind him. She couldn't help but feel a strange feeling in her heart. Well, this feeling of being protected is very good. Freak, be careful. Len Ruoxue reminded softly. Okay, don't be scared. I'm here. I will protect you, Freak said very seriously. They walked down the stairs and into the interior of the ruins. Everyone was instantly dumbfounded. Ah! Was this the ruins? They seemed to have come to the wrong place. But they didn't feel like they had been teleported to another place. What was going on? Everyone's faces were full of question marks. Len Ruoxue was very careful as she looked at their surroundings. This place they were in should be a garden. The garden was covered in green trees, and the warm sunlight shining on them felt very comfortable. There were hundreds of flowers blooming, with many butterflies and bees working diligently around the beautiful flowers. There were a lot of birds chirping and numerous cute little animals hiding behind the trees and in the bushes, looking at them timidly. There was a house directly above them, and on the left side of the house was a hot spring where fish were swimming happily. Where was this place? This place really didn't match the ruins they came down from just now. They couldn't imagine that there was actually a completely different world inside after coming down from above. Ha, damn girl, welcome to my home. A mechanical voice suddenly sounded in everyone's ears. Ah! Everyone was shocked. Wasn't this? Is this how you treat your guests? It's really too rude to hide your face, Len Ruoxue deliberately said loudly. That's right. Don't tell us you're so ugly that you're embarrassed to meet your guests. Freak said cooperatively. Very possible. Freak, we should understand it. Someone who doesn't even dare to show their face must be so ugly that they can't face others. Len Ruoxue said very understandingly. Nonsense. I'm not ugly. I'm a rare handsome man in the world, the mechanical voice said cockily. TCH, a handsome man? Who knows what you are? Len Ruoxue said disdainfully, obviously looking down on him. Ah! You've angered me. Damn girl, you will pay for it, the mechanical voice roared. Pay? I want to know what price I will pay. Bring it on. Len Ruoxue said nonchalantly. Damn girl, you will regret it, the mechanical voice said smugly. Chapter 302, A Different World, Spirit of the Mystic Realm, 1, Walk the Talk. Come and let me see it for myself. Len Ruoxue continued to provoke. What she wanted to do most now was to teach the spirit of the mystic realm a lesson. What a lousy mystic realm and lousy task. They wasted so much time walking around like headless flies, not knowing what to do. Humph. Since the mystic realm spirit came knocking on their door, then they should settle scores properly. Damn girl, I'm already in front of you, the mechanical voice said. Ah. Where? Len Ruoxue looked around but saw nothing. Below, the mechanical voice reminded. Len Ruoxue quickly lowered her head after hearing the voice, only to see a black little dog. The little dog was very cute. It wasn't even the size of a palm, and its entire body was pitch black and fluffy. Its obsidian-like bright black eyes were staring at her with slight displeasure. Len Ruoxue blinked her beautiful eyes. Ah! Am I seeing things? Is this little dog the mystic realm spirit? Everyone looked at the little dog on the ground with their mouths agape. For a moment, everyone was silent. So, the mystic realm spirit that had been tormenting them was this little thing. Leng Ruoxua composed herself, picked up the little black dog off the ground, and raised him in front of her. Blackie, you're very cute, but, Leng Ruoxua stopped mid-sentence. I'm not called Blackie, the little black dog protested. How could the mighty spirit of the mystic realm have such a terrible name? Objection overruled. Leng Ruoxua rejected him without hesitation. I am the spirit of the mystic realm. You can't call me by such an unassuming name, the little black dog said cockily with his head raised. You are a little dog in my eyes, Leng Ruoxua said lightly. This little dog actually called himself a handsome man. How amusing. Leng Ruoxua turned her head and said to Leng Qingtian and the others, Grandpa, I'm leaving for a bit. Then Leng Ruoxua walked toward the back of the house with the little dog in her arms. Ah. What is Miss going to do? Fengde asked curiously. The faces of the others were also full of question marks. I don't know. Leng Qingshan's expression was very calm, but his heart was racing. Lass. You have to show mercy. Ah. Ugh. A moment later, screams resembling a pig being slaughtered resounded from behind the house. As soon as everyone heard the screams, they immediately understood. They also wanted to do this, but they were not as bold as Leng Ruoxua. After more than 10 minutes, Leng Ruoxua walked back leisurely from behind the house with the little black dog in her hand. At this moment, the little black dog was one size bigger than before. His eyes were narrowed, but he still forced a smile on his face. Ah! Everyone was full of sympathy when they saw the little black dog. Schwer, he... Leng Qingtian hesitated. What he wanted to say was that the mystic realm spirit wouldn't find an opportunity to seek revenge on them, right? After all, they were in the mystic realm now, and he controlled this mystic realm. It's fine. We have a good relationship now, right Blackie? Leng Ruoxua lied through her teeth, her beautiful eyes carrying a hint of threat. Yes, that's right, the little black dog hurriedly said with a face full of fear. Boo-hoo. This demon actually dared to beat me up, and she even beat me until I became fatter. Boo-hoo. I am the mighty spirit of the mystic realm. Everyone loves and fears me, and I have the ultimate respect. Boo-hoo. Good, Leng Ruoxua said with satisfaction. Blackie, why are there ruins above your home? Leng Ruoxua asked. To fool others, of course. You wouldn't have been able to find this place if it wasn't for that little snow leopard, the little black dog said gloomily. Boo-hoo. Traitor. What is the task here? Leng Ruoxua asked curiously. How could they complete the task if they couldn't find the ruins? There is no task here. Ha! The little black dog laughed triumphantly. What did you say? Leng Ruoxua narrowed her beautiful eyes coldly. I said there is no task here, the little black dog repeated triumphantly. Since there is no task here, why were we teleported here? Leng Ruoxua questioned coldly. Did the mystic realm really play tricks on us? But a voice in her heart told her that something seemed to be waiting for her here. Ah. I don't know either. No one has been here for a long time, the little black dog hurriedly replied. Aren't you the spirit of the mystic realm? Don't you control the mystic realm? How dare you tell me that you don't know? Leng Ruoxua roared with displeasure, and the strength in her hand increased significantly. She was really angry. What was this? The mystic realm spirit actually told her that he didn't know why they were teleported here. Ah! Damn girl, are you trying to strangle me to death? Let go. I can't breathe. The little black dog kicked his 4 short legs with all his might while calling for help. You'd better make yourself clear. Otherwise, just wait to become a dead dog. Leng Ruoxua threatened and loosened her grip. Ahem. I'm the spirit of the mystic realm. How can you treat me so rudely? Boo-hoo, the little black dog complained while panting non-stop as he looked at Len Ruoxue with tears in his eyes like a little wife. Why should I care what you are? You better explain it to me clearly, or else I won't let you go, Len Ruoxue said nonchalantly. Ah. There is no task here. People who were teleported here before would gather herbs and capture spirit beasts. And when the time is up, they will naturally be teleported out. In addition, this is my home. In fact, I don't like outsiders coming, the little black dog explained. Your home is ruins? Len Ruoxue asked mockingly. They had come down from the ruins. This place wasn't like this before. It used to be very beautiful. There were many herbs, minerals, and spirit beasts here. Basically, everyone who was teleported here would return with a full load. But something happened later, and this place became like this. Moreover, no one has been teleported here for a long time, the little black dog said slowly with some nostalgia. Chapter 303, A Different World, Spirit of the Mystic Realm, 2, Did you set up a barrier on those bushes? Len Ruoxue asked thoughtfully. Yes, but my ability is limited, and the barrier isn't perfect. Otherwise, I wouldn't have modeled the entrance to this place to look like ruins. I originally thought that no one would come down, but you actually found this place. Alas. This might be fate. The little black dog sighed while speaking. What if someone is teleported here like us? Len Ruoxue asked curiously. If they could find this place, it was possible for others as well. Not everyone wants to come down and explore ruins when they see them. Moreover, no one is as lucky as you are. In short, the fortress was broken through from the inside. You only found this place because of a traitor, the little black dog said through gritted teeth. Traitor? Are you talking about the little snow leopard? Len Ruoxue looked at the little guy lying on Thunder Knight's back with an innocent look on his face. That's right. He's the traitor, the little black dog said resentfully. You're wrong. Instead of saying there's a traitor, it's better to say that we're too charismatic. Ha! Len Ruoxue teased happily while watching the little black dog become deflated. Humph. The little black dog turned his head and ignored the smug demon. Len Ruoxue stretched out her hand and turned the little black dog's head. Blackie, since there's no task here, when can we leave this place? After 4 more days, the little black dog said irritably. We still have to wait another 4 days. It's too long, Len Ruoxue said with some dissatisfaction. Alas. I want to leave the mystic realm. 4 days will pass quickly. You can leave the mystic realm then, the little black dog reminded. Are you saying that we can leave the mystic realm 4 days later? Len Ruoxue was a little uncertain. Did I hear it right? Did Blackie hear my thoughts? Yes. The little black dog nodded. Boo-hoo. After 4 more days of enduring, this demon will leave. So great. When can we exchange our points? Len Ruoxue didn't forget about the points. You will have the chance to exchange before you leave, the little black dog explained. Oh. Blackie, well stay here for the next 4 days, Len Ruoxue said with a smile. No, you can't stay here. Leave quickly. The little black dog was scared stiff when he heard that Len Ruoxue wanted to stay here for a few days. He hurriedly ordered them to leave. This young lady has already decided, Len Ruoxue said lightly, seemingly acting as the host instead of the guest. I'm the master of this place, the little black dog roared uncontrollably. So what? Didn't you say, welcome to my home when we came in? Len Ruoxue reminded very kindly. I was just being polite. In fact, I don't welcome you, the little black dog said through gritted teeth. It's too late. Alas. It's easy to invite a god but difficult to send one away. Since the mystic realm teleported us to the plane and we found you here, it's enough to show that we are fated. This is the so-called opportunity. Leng Ruoxue said with a light smile. This is obviously an ill-fated fate. Boo-hoo, the little black dog began to cry. Why am I so unlucky? Blackie. Stop crying. Well, only stay for 4 days, Ling Qingtian said very kindly. You can stay on the plane. You don't have to stay here with me, the little black dog complained with tears in his eyes. No, your environment here is good and safe, Leng Ruoxue refused. I won't do as he wants. Yes, it's very dangerous on the plane. Your place is better, Ling Qingtian echoed. It's not dangerous. That bit of danger is nothing with your strength, the little black dog persuaded, unwilling to give up. His greatest wish now was to send this group of plague gods away. Boo-hoo. Leave me be. Blackie, you should give up. We're not so easy to get rid of, Leng Ruoxue reminded kindly, not wanting him to waste his breath. Boo-hoo, the little black dog was helpless and resigned to fate. Blackie, bring us into your house for a tour. Leng Ruoxue said. There's nothing to visit here, and it can't accommodate so many of you. The little black dog sobbed. Blackie, it's up to me whether or not the tour is going to happen, Leng Ruoxue reminded coldly. Oh, then let's go. The little black dog compromised, but a trace of scheming flashed in his black eyes. The little black dog led the way into the house and showed them around the rooms. The little black dog led Leng Ruoxue and the others into a room with a light screen and said, This is the control room. You can see everything in the mystic realm here. Leng Ruoxue looked up at the enormous light screen. The entire light screen was divided into several small light screens, each showing a place in the mystic realm. She didn't expect to see a place similar to the surveillance room she knew in her previous life here, except that these light screens were controlled by energy. Blackie, were you happy to see us wandering around the plane like headless flies? Leng Ruoxue said in an unfriendly tone. No. How could I be happy? I'm not that kind of person. Blackie quickly denied, but he couldn't help breaking out in cold sweat. Boo-hoo. How does this demon know? Can she read minds? You're not a person, so of course you will be happy, Leng Ruoxue said understandingly. Ah. The little black dog was very embarrassed and didn't know what to say. Miss, isn't that Huqing? Fengde pointed at the person in one of the small light screens. Oh, Blackie, where will they be teleported to? Leng Ruoxue asked curiously. On the screen, Huqing was currently entering a teleportation array and heading to his next destination. I'm not sure. The teleportation is random and not controlled by me, the little black dog explained. Boo-hoo. If I could control the teleportation destinations, I would never have brought this group of plague gods to the plane. Chapter 304, A Different World, Spirit of the Mystic Realm, 3, Then tell me, what can you control? Leng Ruoxue originally thought that the Mystic Realm spirit had great authority, but it seemed like he didn't have much power. The rules of the Mystic Realm and some tasks with additional rewards are under my jurisdiction, the little black dog said with a face full of pride. What are the tasks with additional rewards? Leng Ruoxue asked in puzzlement. Just some relatively difficult tasks like the desert labyrinth, the little black dog said. The desert labyrinth was difficult. Leng Ruoxue's face was full of question marks. If this task was considered difficult, then this mystic realm was too lousy. It's definitely not difficult for monsters, the little black dog said meaningfully. Monsters? Blackie, are you talking about me? Leng Ruoxue smiled. No. How could you be a monster? The little black dog quickly denied. Oh. Then what am I? Leng Ruoxue asked closely. Genius. You are a one-of-kind peerless genius. The little black dog tried to curry favor with Leng Ruoxue, his face full of flattery. Stop flattering me. Leng Ruoxue rapped the little black dog on the head. He was obviously a dog, but he was imitating humans in curry favoring. It was really embarrassing. Boo-hoo. You hit me again. The little black dog cried aggrievedly, tears glistening in his eyes. Fengde came in front of the little black dog and said with incomparable sympathy, "Hee hee, let me tell you. My young lady hates it when others flatter her." In Miss Words, anyone curry favoring is hiding evil intentions. By the way, Blackie, why was your voice in the desert different from what it is now? Fengde asked curiously. I used a voice changer, the little black dog said honestly. A voice changer? What is it? Lend it to me to play with, Fengde said with interest. That's it. The little black dog pointed at a black square object. Fengde picked up the black square object and fiddled with it non-stop. Hey, hey. This thing is quite fun. Fengde said with the voice changer in his hand. Let me play with it too. When the others saw that Fengde's voice had really changed, they were curious and wanted to try it. For a while, the small voice changer suddenly became popular. Shuer, let's visit the other rooms. Freak whispered to Len Ruoxue when he saw that everyone's attention was on the voice changer. Okay, Blackie, bring us to the other rooms to take a look, Len Ruoxue ordered the little black dog in her arms. Okay, the little black dog said with his little head hanging, resigned to his fate. Alas! Why isn't this demon interested in the voice changer? He originally thought that he could take the opportunity to escape, but he didn't have the slightest chance. Blackie. I know you're unwilling, but you better be good and not play any tricks. Otherwise, it'll make you regret it, Len Ruoxue warned coldly. Ah. I'm willing. I'm very willing. The little black dog nodded repeatedly. Boo-hoo. How did she discover my thoughts again? Blackie, you have to stay with me obediently for the next few days. You will be free when we leave this place, Len Ruoxue said with a smile. Her words were equivalent to confining the mystic realm spirit. But she had no choice. He controlled this place after all. If this little thing had any bad intentions, they would be in danger. Ah. It'll be good. I promise, the little black dog said with a long face. Boo-hoo. This demon is really too terrifying. I can't afford to offend her. I'm not this demon's match. At this moment, he didn't have any thoughts at all. He had really accepted his fate. Then you have to be with me and be my guide, Len Ruoxue said, unmoved. Humph. It's useless to pretend to be pitiful in front of me. She didn't trust the mystic realm spirit after all. Yes, I understand, the little black dog answered obediently. Blackie, what is this room for? Len Ruoxue pushed open the door of a room. This room was actually empty, and there was nothing inside. This room is empty. The little black dog's eyes widened in disbelief, as if asking, can't you tell? Ah. 2 drops of cold sweat dripped down Len Ruoxue's forehead. So it was really just an empty room. She had thought this room had another secret. Boo-hoo. How embarrassing. Shuer, let's stay in this room. Freak suppressed his laughter. Hee hee, Shuer is so cute. Okay, Blackie, you have to stay with us. Len Ruoxue reminded. Got it, the little black dog said resignedly. Big sister, I want to come out. Ball Ball sent Len Ruoxue a voice transmission from the bracelet. Come out. Len Ruoxue let Ball Ball out. Big sister. Ball Ball's chubby little body rubbed against Len Ruoxue's beautiful face and flew out of the room. I really didn't expect you to tame a treasure-seeking beast, the little black dog said in surprise. What? Don't you know? Aren't you the mystic realm spirit? Len Ruoxue said mockingly. I once stare at the monitor all day. Of course I can't know everything, the little black dog said aggrievedly. He was very busy. Are you being lazy? This is really irresponsible. Len Ruoxue deliberately misinterpreted his words and advised earnestly. I'm not being lazy. I have too many things to do, the little black dog explained. Oh, I can't tell, Len Ruoxue said without giving him any face. You. Humph. Why don't you think about it? How could I have obtained so many treasures if I didn't work hard? The little black dog roared angrily while clenching his little paws. Big sister, I found a treasure. Ball Ball's voice sounded. He flew back in less than 10 minutes with an unknown herb in his paws. Ah! My spirit luminance grass. Damn treasure-seeking beast. Who allowed you to seek treasures here? The little black dog immediately flew into a rage when he saw the herb in Ball Ball's paws. Chapter 305, A Different World, Spirit of the Mystic Realm. 4. Ball Ball is a treasure-seeking beast. Of course he has to find good treasures. Ball Ball, good job, Len Ruoxue praised as she took the purple grass from Ball Ball's paws. Oh, big sister, there are so many treasures here. I'll continue looking. Ball Ball rubbed against Len Ruoxue coquettishly and flew out again. Damn treasure-seeking beast, come back. You're not allowed to go. The little black dog struggled with all his might, wanting to break free from Len Ruoxue's restraint and capture the hateful treasure-seeking beast. But how could Len Ruoxue let him have his wish? Blackie, Ball Ball is having fun. Don't stop him, Len Ruoxue warned very seriously. Boo-hoo. Bandits. Boo-hoo. My spirit luminance grass. The little black dog wailed loudly. They're really bullying people too much. No, they're bullying a dog too much. Boo-hoo. Stop crying. It's just a stalk of grass. Len Ruoxue said lightly. What do you know? It's something good, the little black dog roared furiously while glaring with his round black eyes. Something good? What's the use of this grass? Len Ruoxue asked curiously and looked at the purple grass in her hand carefully. The grass was very small, about 5 to 6 centimeters tall, and it was entirely purple and translucent. If she didn't know beforehand that this was a piece of grass, she would definitely think that it was a work of art made of crystal because it was really too exquisite. This grass is very useful to beasts. It can promote divine beasts, the little black dog explained with tears in his eyes. Boo-hoo, he was also a beast, so he had always protected this spirit luminance grass as his treasure. But today, the treasure-seeking beast actually discovered it and even pulled it out. Boo-hoo. This grass wasn't mature yet. Promote divine beasts? Len Ruoxue pondered. Oh, it's indeed something good. But what's above divine beast? Master, above divine beast is transcendent divine beast. But because of the level restriction, there are no transcendent divine beasts allowed on the Ling Feng continent. Therefore, we have to go to a higher dimension if we want to advance, Feng Zhan explained via voice transmission from the bracelet. Okay. Len Ruoxue nodded. It seemed that the situation of the beasts was similar to theirs. After advancing to divine beast, they had to go to higher dimensions to continue improving their strength. Master, we have to leave with this spirit luminance grass. Feng Zhan reminded. Ah. Okay. Len Ruoxue was very helpless. In fact, seeing the little black dog cry so sadly, she wanted to return the grass to him. But she had to first satisfy her beast's request. As for Blackie, she could compensate him with other things. Blackie, since this grass has already been pulled out, it's mine. But I won't take your things for free. I can exchange it with other things, Len Ruoxue said after some thought. This grass isn't mature yet. It's useless now, the little black dog said with tears in his eyes. Ah. It's okay. I can plant it myself. Len Ruoxue said. You can't plant it anymore. Spirit luminance grass is very precious, and it will die once it leaves the soil. The little black dog choked on a sob. How will we know if we don't try? Len Ruoshua refused to give up. Ah! This grass was really extraordinarily delicate. Indeed, the grass in her hand didn't look as bright as it did before. With a thought, Len Ruoshua brought Freak and the little black dog into the bracelet. Qingju. Len Ruoshua called out to the void. Big sister. A small figure appeared out of thin air in front of Len Ruoshua. Ah! You're the spirit of a space too. The little black dog's eyes widened in surprise and disbelief when he saw Qingju. I'm not. Qingju glanced at the little black dog. But the aura on you, the little black dog's face was full of suspicion as he stared at Qingju. I'm an artifact spirit, Qingju explained kindly. Oh, is this your space? The little black dog asked calmly. Yes, everything here is under my control, Qingju answered. Qingju, see if this grass can still be planted and survive. Len Ruoshua handed the grass in her hand to Qingju. Qingju took the grass and looked at it carefully. Yes, big sister, Qingju said with certainty. Do you really have a way? The little black dog asked anxiously with widened eyes. This grass is very ordinary. There's no need to be too nervous. Qingju smiled gently and then left with the grass. Ah! After Len Ruoshua heard what Qingju said, her forehead was full of black lines. She really didn't know what Qingju considered good. Moreover, she always encountered herbs and minerals that she couldn't name after coming to the mystic realm, making her a little depressed. All right. I admit that I'm too inexperienced. He's so powerful, the little black dog said with admiration. Blackie, go play by yourself, Len Ruoshua said gloomily. Okay. The little black dog couldn't ask for more. He just happened to want to tour this place. Schwer, what's wrong with you? Freak asked in puzzlement as he wrapped his arms around Len Ruoxua's waist. Why did Schwer become so down all of a sudden? Freak, I'm depressed, Len Ruoshua said softly. Ah. Why are you depressed? Freak was a little confused. I didn't do anything wrong, right? After coming to the mystic realm, I was dealt a blow. There are so many things here that I don't know. Boo-hoo, Len Ruoshua said pensively. Ah. Schwer, I thought something big happened. What's wrong with that? Well, naturally no more when we see more in the future. Freak comforted. Phew, that scared me. Yes, everything is in Master's heaven-defying art. It's just that I'm not strong enough to see them now, Len Ruoshua explained. She had already told Freak about her master after he woke up. Schwer, don't be anxious. Cultivation can't be rushed, Freak coaxed. Okay, I know. Ball is calling me from outside. Let's go out. Len Ruoshua said after hearing Ball's voice. Freak nodded. Len Ruoshua brought him out of the bracelet, leaving the little black dog inside. Chapter 306, A Different World, Spirit of the Mystic Realm, 5, Big Sister, Big Sister. Ball couldn't help spinning around anxiously when he didn't see Len Ruoshua after flying back. Ball. Len Ruoshua hugged Ball, who was spinning around. Big sister, here's a treasure for you. Ball handed Len Ruoshua more herbs as if he was presenting treasures again. Ball, where did you gather these herbs? Len Ruoshua sent the herbs into the bracelet. In the cave. Ball tilted his head in thought. What cave? Len Ruoshua was curious. They didn't see a cave here when they came. Big sister, come with me. Ball volunteered before leaving Len Ruoxua's arms and flying away. Freak, let's follow Ball and have a look, Len Ruoshua said. Blackie should have planted those herbs. What else is there? Okay. The two of them followed Ball around and arrived at a basement. They walked down the stairs. This? Len Ruoxua's eyes widened in surprise. What a big herbal garden. Although it was planted in a basement, there was plenty of light in here. Leng Ruoxue approached the herbal garden and was surprised to find that poisonous herbs were planted together with non-toxic ones. Moreover, all the herbs were growing very well, as if they were not affected at all. This was really too unbelievable. Looks like the mystic realm spirit has some special skills, Leng Ruoxue praised. Shuer, what flower is this? Freak pointed at a huge black flower curiously. Freak, that's black sandalwood. Stay away from that flower. It's poisonous, Leng Ruoxue reminded. Oh, isn't this a herbal garden? Why plant poisonous flowers here? Freak asked in puzzlement. Those flowers are also medicinal herbs, Leng Ruoxue explained. Oh, Shuer, why do you think the mystic realm spirit planted so many herbs? He doesn't know how to concoct pills. Freak's handsome face was full of question marks. Probably bored. Leng Ruoxue guessed. Didn't Qing Ju also like to plant these things? Very possible. Shuer, I'm a bit bored now. Let's kiss. Freak suggested with an expectant expression. Damn Freak, seducing me again. She was very angry now, and the consequences were serious. Leng Ruoxue angrily lowered Freak's head and kissed those two alluring red lips. Oh, Shuer, I love you. Freak said affectionately while taking a breath. Damn Freak, I love you too. Leng Ruoxue kissed Freak's lips again, taking the initiative from him. After a long while, the two of them left each other's arms reluctantly. Big sister, what were you doing just now? Bal Bal asked curiously with wide eyes. Ah. I was giving him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. He was suffocating, Leng Ruoxue lied through her teeth with an awkward expression on her face. Damn it. I actually forgot about Bal Bal. She didn't know if this would teach children bad things. Shuer, I'm suffocating again. I still need mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Freak smiled charmingly and kept winking at Leng Ruoxue. Leng Ruoxue rolled her eyes at Freak and ignored him. Big brother, let me help you. Bal Bal said kindly. Ah. No need. I'm fine now, Freak said hurriedly as 2 drops of cold sweat dripped down his forehead. Ha. Seeing Freak's embarrassment, Leng Ruoxue laughed happily. Shuer, how can you laugh at me? Freak complained aggrievedly with tears in his eyes. Ha. Let's go out. Leng Ruoxue said happily while holding Freak's hand. After leaving the basement with Bal Bal, they returned to the living room. Shuer, where did you go? Leng Qingtian, who had been looking for them, couldn't help asking. Grandpa, we went to other places. What's the matter? Leng Ruoxue asked doubtfully. Oh, what about Blackie? Blackie should be with Shuer, right? But Leng Qingtian didn't find the shadow of the little black dog beside Shuer. I sent him into the space. He's having fun inside. Leng Ruoxue explained. Oh, that's good. Leng Qingtian was relieved. They wouldn't be able to leave if Blackie disappeared. Ha, Grandpa, don't worry. I won't let that little black dog leave my side, Leng Ruoxue promised. Shuer, don't you think that someone seems to have lived here before? Leng Qingtian asked his doubts. He had just walked around this house and found many clues, and those traces absolutely didn't belong to a little dog. Yes, I have this idea too, but I'm afraid even Blackie doesn't know who once lived here. Perhaps it was the previous owner of this mystic realm. Leng Ruoxue guessed. In fact, she had already suspected it when she first entered this house, especially after seeing that enormous light screen. It wasn't something that a little dog could do at all. Moreover, the little dog didn't seem to have any attack power, or he wouldn't have allowed her to bully him. Can the Creek of Affinity Mystic Realm really have a master? Leng Qingtian murmured, frowning. Grandpa, don't let your imagination run wild, Leng Ruoxue said helplessly and let Blackie out of the bracelet. Ah. Why am I out? Send me back quickly, Blackie said with dissatisfaction. He was learning from Big Bro Ching Ju. He couldn't just leave. Blackie, let me ask you. Has anyone else lived here before? Leng Ruoxue asked straightforwardly. Only you have been here since I was born. I'm not sure about how it was before, Blackie said while scratching its head. Grandpa, wasn't I right? Leng Ruoxue sent Blackie back into the bracelet after confirming it. Forget it. Let's not think about it. Anyway, we still have 4 days before we leave this place. It's good as long as there's no danger. Leng Qingtian no longer bothered with this issue. Grandpa, have you chosen your rooms? Leng Ruoxue asked curiously. Yes, we've all chosen. Swear, this house is really good. It doesn't look too big from the outside, but I didn't expect there to be so many rooms inside, Leng Qingtian said with satisfaction. Chapter 307, A Different World, Spirit of the Mystic Realm, 6, Grandpa, actually, this isn't an ordinary house, Leng Ruoxue explained. Others might not be able to tell, but she knew very well that this house was actually a divine artifact. Are you saying that an artificer refined this house? Leng Qingtian asked in disbelief. Yes, the refining technique of this house is the same as what Master taught me. But I can't refine such a house at my current level, Leng Ruoxue said. She felt a familiar aura in this house, so. Although Leng Ruoxue wasn't sure if this mystic realm was related to her master, she felt her master's aura in this house. Moreover, as far as she knew, the refining technique her master taught her was unique. So it was impossible for other artificers to know unless it was her 2 senior brothers, whom she had never met before. Of course, this was only her suspicion. Swear, do you mean that you can also refine a house like this in the future? Leng Qingtian asked excitedly. Yes, Grandpa. This house and storage rings are both space-type equipment, but houses are much harder to refine than storage rings. Moreover, you can also carry around a house like this with you, so it's very convenient, Leng Ruoxue explained. Yes. If we have such a house, we won't have to worry about sleeping in the wilderness when we go out for training, Leng Qingtian said excitedly. Grandpa, ordinary refining methods can't refine space equipment like houses, so, Leng Ruoxue hesitated. In fact, she wanted to remind her grandfather not to get too excited because she couldn't refine such a house now. I understand, Leng Qingtian said. It was better to have hope than no hope. Moreover, he believed that his granddaughter would be able to refine a house one day. Ha, swear, Grandpa won't be a third wheel any longer. Grandpa will go and arrange dinner. Leng Qingtian turned and left. Swear, do you feel the pressure? Freak teased with a chuckle. Fortunately, there will only be motivation with pressure. Leng Ruoxue said nonchalantly. In fact, she could refine divine artifacts as long as she cultivated her heaven-defying art to the 5th level and evolved her flames. But the success rate would be very low. Mommy. Suddenly, Little Fire's voice sounded in Leng Ruoxue's mind. What's the matter, Little Fire? Leng Ruoxue asked. Little Fire misses Mommy and Daddy, Little Fire said coquettishly. Freak, Little Fire said he misses us, Leng Ruoxue said. Ah. Hasn't that little guy been sleeping? Freak asked. Yes, he's woken up. Leng Ruoxue thought about it and released all her beasts, including the thousands of silver wolves. As soon as they appeared, they occupied the entire room. Fortunately, all the beasts were in their transformed state. Otherwise, they would really not be able to fit inside. Mommy. Big sister. As soon as Little Fire, Baby, and the other beasts emerged, they pounced on Leng Ruoxue. In the blink of an eye, fluffy little animals covered her body. Big sister. Boo-hoo. Baby missed you so much. Baby hugged Leng Ruoxue coquettishly with tears in his eyes. Baby. Don't you see Big Sister every day? Len Ruoxue said helplessly. Although there were many beasts now, she would still visit them in the bracelet whenever she had time. Baby used to accompany big sister every day. Boo-hoo, baby said with dissatisfaction. Don't cry. Big sister will let you out whenever there's a chance in the future, okay? Len Ruoxue coaxed. Okay. Baby finally smiled, satisfied. Mommy, I want to come out and accompany mommy too, Little Fire said. Ah. Little Fire, you can't stay outside, Len Ruoxue said in disapproval. Little Fire was a 10,000-year-old fire lotus. If knowledgeable people discovered him, it would be dangerous. Mommy. Little Fire looked at Len Ruoxue with tears in his eyes and pleaded. There's no room for negotiation. Len Ruoxue hardened her heart. Daddy. Little Fire turned to Freak for help. You have to listen to Mommy, Little Fire, Freak coaxed. He understood Schwer's concerns, so of course he wouldn't undermine her. All right. Woo-woo, Little Fire lowered his head and sobbed softly. All of you can move freely, but don't run off. Len Ruoxue said to the beasts. Yes, Master, the beasts replied and then toured around in an orderly manner. Charm, aren't you going to take a look? Len Ruoxue asked when she saw Charm, Quill, and a few others not moving. I'm not interested, Charm said nonchalantly. This place is far inferior to Master's space. Me neither, Quill said. His curiosity wasn't strong to begin with, and he had been nurtured by his master, so his horizons had improved a lot. How could he be interested in this place? Master, this place is very boring. Dazzle said with a face full of disdain. Master, I'm going to sleep. Rise wrapped himself around Len Ruoxue's wrist, greeted her, and closed his eyes. Freak stood by the side and watched as Schwer's wrist was occupied by a golden-white snake and her body was occupied by Baby and the other beasts. The sour bubbles in his heart began to emerge again. Len Ruoxue couldn't resist smiling when she looked at these incomparably cute beasts with different personalities and the jealous Freak. Hee hee, it's so good to have them accompany me. Suddenly, she had an idea. With a thought, she returned to the bracelet with the few beasts and Freak. Big sister, why did you send us in again? Baby asked in puzzlement. Have fun by yourselves. Big sister will go and see big sister Mo, Len Ruoxue said. She suddenly remembered that she hadn't seen Mo Ingue for a long time. The last time she saw her was after she had destroyed the spiritual deities and brought them back. At the time, big sister Mo was already more than 2 months pregnant. After that, big sister Mo often went into seclusion. She should be giving birth soon, right? Chapter 308, Can I Go With You? 1. Freak, let's go visit big sister Mo. Len Ruoxue turned to Freak. Okay. He nodded. Qing Ju, Len Ruoxue called out into the void. Big sister. Qing Ju appeared out of thin air, and the little black dog followed closely behind him. Qing Ju, send us to big sister Mo. Len Ruoxue ordered. Okay, big sister, Qing Ju answered and then disappeared into thin air with Len Ruoxue and Freak. Ruoxue, you're here. Mo Ingue, who was taking a stroll in the yard, said happily as soon as she saw them arrive at her residence. Big sister Mo, are you giving birth soon? Len Ruoxue asked curiously while looking at Mo Yingu's big belly. She heard from Baby that big sister Mo was carrying twins. But she didn't tell Mo Ingue this news. Hee hee. Yes, in just a few days, Mo Ingue said with a look of bliss. She had always been well-behaved and stayed in Ruoxue's space to cultivate for the sake of her child's future good aptitude. Hee hee, big sister Mo, you don't have to be confined anymore after giving birth to your baby, Len Ruoxue teased. Yes. Ruoxue, did you forget about big sister Mo? Mo Ingue asked with a face full of realization. No, how could I forget big sister Mo? Leng Ruoxue said with a guilty conscience. In fact, she really did forget about her, but she didn't do it on purpose. It's been half a year since you visited Big Sister Mo. How dare you say you didn't forget? Mo Inue exposed her. I was just afraid of disturbing Big Sister Mo's cultivation. Leng Ruoxue quibbled. Fine, that's reasonable. Ruoxue, why do you have the time to see me today? Mo Inue asked, no longer making things difficult for Leng Ruoxue. We are now in the Creek of Affinity Mystic Realm. Do you want to go out and take a look? Leng Ruoxue threw out bait. This was also the main reason why she remembered Mo Inue. Can I? Mo Inue asked with uncertainty. Of course she wanted to go out and take a look, but she was afraid of causing trouble for Ruoxue. Of course. The place we're staying now is very safe, Leng Ruoxue explained. Then quickly bring me out for a tour, Mo Inue said impatiently. What about Li Yuan? Leng Ruoxue asked in puzzlement. Why didn't she see Li Yuan? He's still in seclusion. We don't have to worry about him, Mo Inue said without any sense of loyalty. Ah. You're about to give birth. Why is he still in seclusion? Leng Ruoxue said with some dissatisfaction. What kind of man is this? He's too much. Ruoxue, he's about to break through. I asked him to enter seclusion, Mo Inue quickly explained. She didn't want Ruoxue to misunderstand her husband. Isn't he worried about you? Leng Ruoxue said with some displeasure. I told him he didn't need to worry with Ruoxue and the old patriarch around. Ruoxue, don't blame him. Mo Inue explained honestly. This is between you two. I can't be bothered. Leng Ruoxue harumphed. Ruoxue, quickly take me out. Mo Inue urged. This was a rare opportunity. How could she let it go? Let's go. With a thought from Leng Ruoxue, the three of them left the bracelet and appeared in the room. Then she let Baby and the other beasts out. The moment Mo Inue emerged from the bracelet, Mo Inue ran out of the house impatiently. Wow, this is the Creek of Affinity Mystic Realm. Mo Inue exclaimed. Although it wasn't as good as Ruoxu's space, it was much better than the Ling Feng continent. Little girl, why did you let this pregnant woman out? Old man asked anxiously as he watched Mo Inue looking around excitedly. His great-great-great-grandchildren were in there. What if something happened? Old man, what are you worried about? She's about to give birth, old Zhao said indifferently. I'm worried because she's about to give birth. Old man roared furiously. Old man. Don't be too nervous. The children are stable now, Lin Liang said helplessly. Old man, you don't have to worry. I guarantee that your great-great-great-grandchildren will be healthy. Leng Ruoxue sighed softly. Alas. Poor big sister Mo is almost being treated like a prisoner by old man. After looking around, Mo Inue walked to Leng Ruoxue's side and asked, Ruoxue, how many days will we stay here? We will stay here for 4 days including today, Leng Ruoxue said. 4 days. Ruoxue, you'll be staying outside these 4 days then, Mo Inue said happily. No. Go back to the space obediently, old man shouted before Leng Ruoxue could agree. Old patriarch, I haven't been out for a long time, Mo Inue said with an aggrieved expression. There were many people accompanying her in the space, but staying in one place all the time was boring. Old man, let big sister Mo stay outside. Leng Ruoxue pleaded. All right. Old man compromised. Thank you, old patriarch, Mo Inue said happily. 3 days passed quickly. In these 3 days, everyone stayed in the control room the longest because they could see the entire Creek of Affinity Mystic Realm from there. Except for eating, Mo Inue, Fengde, and the others stayed in front of the light screen at all times, unwilling to move half a step away. On the morning of the 4th day. Schwer, should we leave this place today? Freak asked while hugging Schwer's slender waist in the room. Yes, it should be today. I just don't know when we'll be sent out, Len Ruoxue said after some thought. Blackie had told them to wait for 4 days, and today was the 4th day. Freak, let's ask Blackie. Len Ruoxue continued. Okay. With a thought from Len Ruoxue, the two of them immediately disappeared into thin air. Qing Ju, Len Ruoxue called out into the void in the bracelet. Big sister, I'm here. A toddler and a little black dog appeared in front of them. Chapter 309, Can I Go With You? 2, Blackie, it's already the 4th day today. When can we be sent out? Len Ruoxue asked bluntly. You will leave the mystic realm at midnight tonight. The little black dog looked at Qing Ju with reluctance. Boo-hoo. Why did time pass so quickly? Oh, Blackie, when will we be able to exchange our points? Len Ruoxue asked again. She was really curious what points could be exchanged for. Before you leave, I'll give you a chance to exchange. But you have to think about what to exchange them for because you can't change once you've decided, the little black dog reminded. Blackie, can you tell us what we will be able to exchange them for? Len Ruoxue said with a smile. There are many things like pills, medicinal herbs, ores, sacred artifacts, holy beasts, divine beasts, and so on. You will know when the time comes, the little black dog explained simply. He wasn't very clear what exactly there was. Blackie, we have more than 40,000 points each. How many things can we exchange for? Len Ruoxue asked curiously. Fengde and the others didn't attack in the desert labyrinth, but they also had a share of the points they obtained there because they belonged to Len Ruoxue's team. As such, the points in their hands were considerable. A lot. The mystic realm has few places that give points, so points are very precious. The things that can be exchanged for are also of better quality. In short, you are very lucky, the little black dog said with some envy. Yes, he was envious of their good luck. For the long time since he had become the spirit of the mystic realm, no one had obtained so many good things like them. Blackie, thank you. Len Ruoxue left the bracelet with Freak after understanding the situation. After leaving the bracelet, Len Ruoxue and Freak came to the living room to look for Len Qingtian and the others. Grandpa. Schwer, are you looking for us? Len Qingtian asked curiously. Yes, Grandpa. We will be leaving at midnight tonight, Len Ruoxue said directly. Midnight? We already know the exact time. Len Qingtian said in surprise. He was just discussing with these old men about when they would leave this place. Yes, Grandpa. We can exchange our points before we leave. I heard from Blackie that there are pills, herbs, and so on, so I want to discuss with you how we should exchange our points. Len Ruoxue revealed her intentions. What pills are there? Is there anything that can help advance people directly to spiritual deity? Lin Liang asked curiously. As far as he knew, his master had obtained a pill in the Creek of Affinity mystic realm that he used to advance to spiritual deity. And after becoming a spiritual deity, he left the Ling Feng continent. Alas! He didn't know how his master was doing now. I don't know the details. We'll know when we do the exchange, Len Ruoxue explained. No matter what there are, of course we have to choose the best of the best, old man said matter-of-factly with a frown. That's for sure. But I think it's best if it's stuff we can use. If we can't use them, then it's useless no matter how good they are, the Feng family's first elder said. Yes. Everyone nodded in agreement. Exchange for more materials. We'll definitely be able to use them when we go to other dimensions, old Zhao suggested. Old man glared and roared unhappily, exchange for materials. We've already collected so many. What do you know? If we go to other dimensions, where we're unfamiliar with the place and people, the most profitable occupations will be alchemists and artificers. So of course we have to save up more materials. Otherwise, all of us will go hungry. Old Zao yelled at Old Man, then we can exchange for herbs, but we don't have to exchange for ores. Old Man said contrary to his tune. Why, you're deliberately going against me, aren't you? Old Zao was so angry that he was at a loss for words. Yes. Old Man smiled. Humph. It's useless even if you go against me. You are my defeated. With that, not only did Old Zao become less angry, but he even became smug. This time, it was Old Man's turn to be speechless with anger. There's gossip. Everyone present pricked up their ears to listen after hearing the conversation between the two old men, afraid to miss any details. But they didn't hear any inside information. The two old men, who were hundreds of years old, stared at each other like fighting chickens. No one spoke. Let's exchange for good things first. Exchange for herbs and minerals if there are still points left. Leng Ruoxue said after a while, breaking the somewhat depressing atmosphere. Okay. It's settled then. Everyone unanimously approved this plan. Grandpa, are Fengde and the others still in the control room? Leng Ruoxue asked. They're still there. I don't know what's there to see. Those brats are there all day long, Ling Qingtian said speechlessly. I'll go find Fengde and the others. Leng Ruoxue left the living room with Freak and went straight to the control room. The control room was in a mess because of the small voice changer. Give it back. Mo Ingyue roared while glaring at Lin Yuan. You have been playing with it for so long. It's my turn now, Lin Yuan said lightly. Big sister Mo, you are pregnant. Be careful and rest more. Leng Ruoxue was a little speechless when she saw Mo Ingyue and Lin Yuan fighting over the voice changer when she entered the control room. Alas! She was a little regretful now that she let this restless woman out. Mo Ingyue was so active. Old Man and Li Yuan would fight her if the fetus was affected. I'm fine. Ruoxue, don't tell on me. Mo Ingyue said shyly. Okay. I came to tell you that we're leaving tonight, Leng Ruoxue said to Fengde and the others. So soon. Mo Ingyue said with some disappointment. She hadn't had enough fun yet, but she was about to leave. Chapter 310, Can I Go With You? 3. Big Sister Mo, there will be no one here after the Mystic Realm closes, so there won't be anything interesting to watch, Leng Ruoxue said understandingly. Yeah, that's true. Mo Ingyue nodded. Leng Ruoxue told Fengde and the others when they were leaving and the things they needed to exchange for before leaving the control room with Freak. Schwer, where are we going? Freak asked curiously after exiting the house. Let's go pick some herbs, Leng Ruoxue said. Qing Ju just sent her a voice transmission to go to Blackie's herb garden to pick some herbs that weren't in the bracelet. Did that little black dog agree? Freak asked in disbelief. Yes, he agreed, Leng Ruoxue said with a smile. Alas! Qing Ju had a way. Blackie cried as though the sky was falling when Bal Bal picked a herb from his garden. She didn't expect him to be so generous now. Then let's pick more. Freak said with a smirk. Just pick one of each that we don't already have. Otherwise, Blackie will cry to death, Leng Ruoxue said helplessly. She had already forbidden Bal Bal from going to the garden to pick herbs in order not to make the little black dog cry. Bal Bal had been bored to death these few days. While speaking, they arrived at the basement. After entering, Leng Ruoxue let Bal Bal out. Bal Bal, pick what Big Sister doesn't have. Leng Ruoxue ordered. Yes. Bal Bal nodded obediently and flapped his little wings as he flew toward the herbs nearby. Freak, be careful. Many herbs are poisonous, Leng Ruoxue reminded. Yes, wife. Freak blinked his shiny black eyes and began to tempt Leng Ruoxue again. Concentrate. Leng Ruoxue said angrily. Damn freak, he keeps seducing me, making my heart beat crazily. Hee hee. Freak smiled proudly, then lowered his head and focused on picking herbs. The two of them and the beast worked for half an hour and finally gathered all the herbs they needed. Leng Ruoxue left the garden with Ball in her arms. Time passed, and night soon arrived. In the living room, everyone was sitting together, eating and waiting for the last moment to leave the Creek of Affinity Mystic Realm. Leng Ruoxue had already let the little black dog out of the bracelet. At this moment, the little black dog was lying on the ground with a depressed face and a lot on his mind. Blackie, there are your favorite bones. If you don't come, I'll give them to Fong Fong. Leng Ruoxue said threateningly with a bone twice the size of Blackie's body in her hand. But the little black dog was motionless, lying on the ground. Blackie. Leng Ruoxue called out again, her heart full of question marks. What's wrong with this little dog? He's so listless. The little black dog laid on the ground, looking at Leng Ruoxue and the others with complicated feelings. He had always thought that he was only a sprite and had no feelings. But after interacting with them for a few days, he realized that he was wrong. He liked being with them very much, especially Big Bro Ching Ju, who had given him many things. However, they were leaving tonight, and it was unlikely that he would have the chance to see them again in the future. Boo-hoo! Although Leng Ruoxue was still the demon in his heart, later on, this demon still treated him well, so he couldn't bear to part with her. Boo-hoo! He didn't want them to leave. As he thought about it, tears flowed uncontrollably from his big, black, bright eyes like pearls from a broken string. Blackie, why are you crying? Leng Ruoxue walked to the little black dog and picked him up, her beautiful eyes full of doubts. I don't want you guys to leave. The little black dog sobbed. Blackie, no one will disturb you if we leave. Moreover, nothing lasts forever. We can't stay here forever, Leng Ruoxue comforted very patiently. Then can I leave with you? The little black dog asked expectantly. He had just made up his mind. Can you leave this place? Leng Ruoxue asked in surprise. Yes, I can. The little black dog nodded. He was born and could leave the mystic realm, but he had never thought of leaving this place before. Blackie, you are the spirit of the Creek of Affinity Mystic Realm. What will happen to the mystic realm if you leave? Leng Ruoxue asked in puzzlement. Can the Creek of Affinity Mystic Realm also recognize someone as its master? The center of the mystic realm is this house. I can bring this house with me so that I can leave with you, Blackie explained. After you leave with us, can the mystic realm still open? Leng Ruoxue couldn't help asking. Yes, the mystic realm only opens once every 1,000 years. When the mystic realm closes, I am also floating around in the universe. As long as I bring this house with me, I can enter the mystic realm at any time, the little black dog continued. Grandpa, what do you think? Leng Ruoxue turned to look at everyone. The little black dog also turned his head, and his big watery and shiny black eyes looked at everyone expectantly. Schwer, take him with you. Leng Qingshan's heart softened a little seeing the pitiful appearance of the little black dog. Alas! A motherless child was like a blade of grass. The little black dog had been alone since birth. Now that he had met people who could give him rare warmth, of course he would be reluctant to leave this warmth. Thank you, Grandpa. The little black dog jumped into Leng Qingshan's arms happily and rubbed against him affectionately. Hee hee, you little fellow, you have to be obedient. Leng Qingtian reminded. Yes, I will obey the little girl, the little black dog promised as he raised a little paw. Blackie, you have to call me big sister, okay? Call me a little girl again, and I'll beat you up. Leng Ruoxue threatened. I'm older than you, the little black dog whispered unwillingly. Oh. Leng Ruoxue glanced over indifferently. Ah. Big sister, you will be big sister from now on, the little black dog said hurriedly, his fluffy little face full of fear. Boo-hoo. Demon. Chapter 311, Can I Go With You? 4. Ha. Everyone couldn't help laughing out loud when they saw how scared the little black dog was. Blackie. From now on, can we enter your mystic realm at any time? Fongda asked after laughing enough. The little black dog raised his little head and said, I can let you in when the mystic realm opens but not when it's closed because the rules of the mystic realm will repel you. Oh. Everyone nodded. Blackie. Then if we need materials in the mystic realm, can you take them out for us? Old Zao asked with a smile. Yes, that's not a problem, the little black dog said with certainty. Hee, as the spirit of the mystic realm, he still had these little privileges. Phew. That's good, old Zao said happily. With Blackie, they would have an inexhaustible natural treasure vault. It was great. Everyone was chatting and laughing and kept feeding Blackie delicious food, trying their best to please him. Ah! You can exchange your points now, Blackie suddenly shouted excitedly. How? Leng Ruoshua looked around doubtfully but found nothing. Don't worry. ITLL begins soon, Blackie said. Just as Blackie finished speaking, a small screen appeared in front of Leng Ruoshua and the others. Leng Ruoshua looked at the screen and was surprised because this screen was actually similar to the LCD screens in her previous life. There were several options listed on the screen. She tapped one of them with her finger, and countless more options appeared. She looked at the touch screen in a daze, her doubts deepening. The others were completely dumbfounded because they didn't know how to operate this thing. How do we use this thing? Fongda asked what everyone was thinking. Choose whichever option you are interested in and touch it with your finger, Blackie explained. You have to choose seriously. Blackie added. After returning to her senses, Leng Ruoshua looked through all the items carefully. She then exchanged 2,000 points for 2 accumulation elixirs. The accumulation elixir was a pill that could promote a spiritual supremacy to a spiritual deity. She exchanged the rest of her points for herbs and minerals. As for holy beasts and divine beasts, she didn't exchange for them because the points required were too high. Moreover, she didn't really need them. Leng Ruoshua was the first to finish exchanging. Not long later, Freak also finished. Schwer, here you go. Freak took the initiative to hand over his exchanged item to Leng Ruoshua. Leng Ruoshua took the storage ring from Freak, sent the items inside into the Heaven and Earth bracelet, and then returned the ring to him. Schwer, Grandpa is done exchanging too. Leng Qingtian also handed her a storage ring. Okay. Leng Ruoshua took the ring and did the same. Schwer, here. Miss, here. Lass, for you. After a while, Leng Ruhan, Fongda, and the others also finished exchanging their points and handed the things in their hands to Leng Ruoshua for safekeeping. Big sister, the points are exchanged. You're going out soon, the little black dog said excitedly. Leng Ruoshua nodded. Everyone came to the garden and waited together. Before long, Leng Ruoshua and the others felt a strong light enveloping them. Big sister, send me into your space. The little black dog put away the house and jumped into Leng Ruoxua's arms. Okay. Leng Ruoshua nodded, sent Blackie into the bracelet, and closed her eyes. When the strong light disappeared, Leng Ruoshua and the others opened their eyes. They had already returned to the general's mansion. Hee, we're finally back, Leng Qingtian said emotionally. Grandpa, it's late today. Everyone should rest early. Let's discuss the future tomorrow, Leng Ruoshua said. Okay, everyone, go and rest. Leng Qingtian urged. Everyone nodded and returned to their rooms to sleep. The next day after lunch, Leng Ruoshua and the others gathered in the living room. What are your thoughts? Let's talk about them. Ling Qingtian looked around at everyone. I've decided to enter seclusion, Ling Ruoxue said first. She had yet to break through the third level of the heaven-defying art, so she had to hurry up. I've also decided to enter seclusion. If I can break through to spiritual deity by myself, I won't have to take the accumulation elixir, Lin Liang said. As long as the last breaks through to spiritual deity first, I don't need to be in a hurry, old Zhao said with a chuckle. Dream on. Don't drag us down. Old man said with displeasure. TCH, even the last doesn't care. Who do you think you are? Old Zhao said disdainfully. Stop arguing. Listen to me. Anyone who wants to enter seclusion can enter seclusion. But it's best if you wait for me to break through before you advance. This way, we can leave the Ling Feng continent together. But I don't know how long it will take me, so you have to be patient, Ling Ruoxue said after some thought. Little girl. I'm not in a hurry. Old man said. Lass, I'm not going into seclusion. I want to refine artifacts. Leave some materials for me before you enter seclusion. Old Zhao reminded. Okay. You can ask Qing Ju for more if there's not enough. Ling Ruoxue nodded. Big sister, Mo Yingyue is about to give birth. Qing Ju's voice sounded in Ling Ruoxue's mind. Ah. Wait. With a thought, Ling Ruoxue moved everyone in the living room into the bracelet. Shuer, why did you send us into the space? Ling Qingtian asked doubtfully. Big sister Mo is going to give birth, Ling Ruoxue explained. Ah. Bring me there quickly, old man said anxiously. Qing Ju, Ling Ruoxue called out softly, and everyone instantly appeared at Mo Yingyu's residence. Chapter 312, Departure, 1, Old Patriarch, Ruoxue, you're here. Li Yuan, who was pacing around anxiously outside the room, greeted everyone when he saw them before he began circling the house again. Stinky brat, how is the situation? Old man asked anxiously. She's giving birth, Li Yuan said with a pale face. At this moment, Mo Yingyu's painful howl came from the room, causing Li Yuan's heart to wrench again. He paced faster. You stinky brat, are you done circling? My head is dizzy because of you, the distraught old man roared at the top of his lungs. Old Patriarch, Li Yuan looked at the furious old patriarch aggrievedly and stopped obediently. Boo-hoo. He was nervous. As soon as he emerged from seclusion, Yingyue was about to give birth. This was too sudden for him. He wasn't prepared at all. You. Go outside to the yard, old man shouted with widened eyes. Yes, old patriarch. Li Yuan looked pitiful as he walked to the yard. Len Ruoxue looked at Li Yuan sympathetically and asked in disapproval, Old man, why are you being so fierce to him? He's useless here. Hell only add to the chaos, old man said angrily. Wah wah. A baby's cry sounded from the room just as old man finished speaking. Born. Li Yuan yelled happily and jumped in directly from the yard. Old patriarch, young master, young madam gave birth to twins. A maidservant walked out of the room and bowed to report. Boys or girls? Li Yuan asked anxiously. They are two young masters, the maidservant said happily. Why are they both boys? Li Yuan murmured, his handsome face full of dissatisfaction. What's wrong with boys? Stinky brat, quickly go in and see your wife. Old man raised his leg and kicked Li Yuan's but fiercely, directly kicking him into the room. Ha! Everyone laughed when they saw Li Yuan in such a sorry state. Grandpa, let's go back first. Don't get in their way, Len Ruoxue said to Ling Qingtian and the others. Mo Yingyue and her husband must have a lot to talk about. Okay, let's go back and see the babies tomorrow, Ling Qingtian said tactfully. After leaving Mo Yingyu's residence, Len Ruoxue and the others didn't leave the bracelet but returned to their bamboo houses. After entering the purple bamboo house, Len Ruoxue went to the refining room with Freak. She planned to refine a small gift for the two babies. Shuer, what do you want to refine? Freak asked curiously when he saw Len Ruoxue preparing to refine artifacts. I want to refine a pair of longevity locks, Len Ruoxue said. People in this world traditionally gave longevity locks to newborn babies, so she had to follow the customs. What should I give them then? Freak frowned in slight distress. He didn't know how to refine artifacts or concoct pills. Alas! What should I give them? You don't have to worry. Won't my gift count as yours too? Len Ruoxue said in realization. Damn freak, he was waiting for me to say this. Hee, what Shuer says makes sense. Freak's incomparably handsome face was full of pride. Len Ruoxue lit the furnace fire and threw the materials into the furnace one by one. After the materials melted into liquid, she began to remove the impurities and purify them. Then she controlled the liquid to mold it according to what she imagined in her mind and finally tempered and finalized it. After she completed this set of procedures, two small and cute golden locks lay quietly in her white palm. So cute. Aren't they a little small though? Freak picked up a longevity lock that wasn't even as big as his fingernail. They will become normal size after acknowledging their masters, Len Ruoxue explained. Defensive sacred artifacts? Freak said in realization. Yes. Len Ruoxue nodded. Freak, I've decided to enter seclusion after visiting the babies tomorrow. What about you? Len Ruoxue asked. I will accompany you in your seclusion. Freak said matter-of-factly. Ah. 2 drops of cold sweat dripped down Len Ruoxue's forehead. What does Freak mean? Is he going to enter seclusion with me? Shuer, I promise I won't disturb you, Freak promised very seriously. He just didn't want to be too far away from her. Boo-hoo. I'll go crazy if I don't see Shuer for too long. All right. Well, enter seclusion tomorrow, Len Ruoxue said helplessly. The next day, Len Ruoxue and Freak went to see the babies, informed Ling Qingtian and the others, and then officially entered seclusion. After Len Ruoxue went into seclusion, Ling Qingtian and the others also began to enter seclusion one after another. 3 months later, in the Heaven and Earth bracelet. Brat Lin, you're out of seclusion. Old man, who was sitting on a stone bench, asked when he saw Lin Liang emerge from his bamboo house in high spirits. Yes, where are the others? Haven't they come out yet? Lin Liang asked curiously when he saw that only Old Man was here. No, you're the first to come out, Old Man explained. Except for him and Old Zao, everyone else chose to enter seclusion. Where's Old Zao? He didn't enter seclusion either. Why are you alone? Lin Liang asked in puzzlement. He went to the Dragon Clan, Old Man said lightly. When little girl and the others weren't around, the old thing had begun to show off everywhere. After a while, he had urged his dragon to bring him to the Dragon Clan to play. He had gone for more than a month. Wasn't he going to refine artifacts? Why did he go to the Dragon Clan? The dragons don't really welcome humans. Isn't he afraid that he won't be able to return? Lin Liang said speechlessly. Why is Old Zao so worrisome? It's better if he doesn't come back. Old Man gloated. At the thought that Old Zao might not come back, his old face was about to bloom with laughter. Old Zao is back. Qing Ju's words dampened Old Man's beautiful dreams just as he was gloating happily. Little baby, are you sure? Old Man asked gloomily. Chapter 313, Departure, 2, See for yourself if you don't believe me. And he didn't come back alone. Qing Ju pointed outside. Old Man and Lin Liang looked in the direction Qing Ju was pointing. Their expressions changed immediately. What did this mean? Did Old Zao become a hostage? Qing Ju, let me out to take a look, Lin Liang said to Qing Ju after some thought. No need. As Qing Ju spoke, he had already moved old Zao into the bracelet from outside. Damn old thing, what did you do? As soon as old man saw old Zao, he chased after him and started fighting him. Ah! It's not my fault. Ah! They insisted on following me. I'm wronged, old Zao cried out while hiding everywhere. Brat Lin, save me. Old Zao pleaded with Lin Liang for help. But Lin Liang turned his head to the side and pretended not to hear him. What are you doing? A dignified voice interrupted them all of a sudden. Ah! Old Leng, save me. This old man is crazy. Old Zao ran to Leng Qingtian and hid behind him. You two old men are hundreds of years old. Why are you still acting like children? Leng Qingtian said helplessly. As soon as he emerged from seclusion, he saw one old man chasing the other around. Fortunately, there were few people here now. Otherwise, it would be ridiculous if the younger generation saw them. Ask him about the good deed he did. Old man said angrily. What did you do again? Leng Qingtian looked at old Zao in puzzlement. What do you mean again? I didn't do anything. Old Zao pouted aggrievedly. Leng Qingtian turned his eyes to old man with a questioning gaze. You'll know when you look outside, old man reminded. What happened? Leng Qingtian looked out of the bracelet and was shocked. There were at least 1,000 dragons in human form and beast form outside. It's all his fault, old man said. What do they want? Leng Qingtian asked unpleasantly, frowning. I don't know either. They said they wanted to see the lass and insisted on following me back. Ah! I had no choice. Old Zao was so aggrieved that he was about to cry. Humph. You still have the cheek to say that. If you didn't go to Dragon Island, would they have followed you back? Old man roared furiously. You went to Dragon Island? Leng Qingtian glared at him. Yes, I went for a tour, old Zao said quietly. In that case, well, leave these big fellows to you, Leng Qingtian said disloyally. Boo-hoo. Lass, come out of seclusion quickly. Old Zao prayed with tears in his eyes. At this moment, Leng Ruoxue, who was in seclusion in the purple bamboo house, was a critical point in her cultivation. The heaven and earth spiritual energy in her body was approaching a saturated state after she had absorbed it over this period of time. It was just that there were no signs of a breakthrough. But she had already vaguely felt that she was on the threshold of advancement these 2 days, so she had been sprinting with all her might. Beside her, Freak had long completed his cultivation, so he had been guarding by her side and didn't even take half a step away from her. Schwer, you can do it. Freak murmured to himself while staring at Leng Ruoxue without blinking. Leng Ruoxue, who was sprinting at full speed, gathered her immense spiritual power. After compression, her spiritual power condensed into a spiritual power thread thinner than a strand of hair. She controlled this thread and circulated it around the meridians in her body for 36 cycles. Then she directed this thin thread to attack the barrier that had become very fragile. Under the crazy bombardment of the thin thread, the barrier shattered with a bang, and Leng Ruoxue's heaven-defying art finally entered the 4th level. The heaven-defying art broke through the 3rd level and consumed all of Leng Ruoxue's spiritual power. So her body began to absorb heaven and earth spiritual energy crazily like a bottomless pit again. After replenishing almost 30% of her spiritual power, Leng Ruoxue slowly opened her eyes. Freak's incomparably handsome face instantly appeared in front of her. Schwer, you've finally broken through, Freak said happily with an incomparably enchanting smile on his lips. Damn Freak, you scared me. Leng Ruoxue pretended to be angry. Hee, Schwer, I missed you so much. Freak hugged Leng Ruoxue's slender waist tightly and laid his head on her shoulder coquettishly. Silly Freak, haven't we been together all this time? Leng Ruoxue said helplessly. Freak had refused to enter seclusion alone, so the two of them stayed in the purple bamboo house. How can it be the same? Although you were so close, I couldn't hug or kiss you. Boo-hoo, Freak said pitifully as tears welled up in his bright black eyes. Alright, stop pretending to be pitiful. I'll make it up to you in the future, Len Ruoxue coaxed. I have to continue waiting. Freak pouted with some dissatisfaction. Oh yes, Freak, how long have we been in seclusion? Almost 4 months. Freak calculated the time. It's been so long. Freak, let's head out first. Len Ruoxue said. Okay. Freak knew that he couldn't force Shuer too much, or his compensation would run away. When Len Ruoxue and Freak walked out of the purple bamboo house, Qingju was already waiting for her outside. Big sister, congratulations on breaking through again, Qingju said happily. Hee, I can unlock another seal. More importantly, I will have more land. Qingju, were you guarding outside because you want me to unlock the seal quickly? Len Ruoxue asked in realization. Yes. Qingju nodded vigorously and looked at Len Ruoxue expectantly. Qingju, you haven't told me what ability you obtained after unlocking the seal last time. Len Ruoxue brought up the old score. I haven't forgotten this matter at all. Hee, big sister, the ability I obtained previously was mainly for defense. When you're fighting, I can transform into your armor, Qingju explained. You're tuning into the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.